Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales on Tap. Thank you so much for joining us for our 5th episode of Aerilon, A Destined Journey. We hope that you are all doing well on this wonderful December evening. It is not long now till Christmas, and I hope that you and your families are all feeling that festive spirit and that festive feeling that is found among people at this time of year. So, we're going to play some D&D tonight, so let's do that. But before we do, hi everybody!
Hi, everybody!
We have everybody returning for our 5th episode just before the Christmas break. So let's say hello to everybody. Hi, Han.
Hi.
Hi, Evan.
Hi.
Hi, Natalie.
Hey.
Hey, Natalie.
Dan's special questions.
Special questions.
That's the thing.
I love this every single week. 1 second.
Get your questions ready, Dan. Come on.
I know.
You know
we had our intro.
I know. I do this every week. Natalie, I would like for you to tell me what you think the importance of role-playing is in D&D, and how has immersing yourself in a character's persona affected you as a player?
Bloody hell.
Whoa. Multifaceted question.
Okay. So,
10 words or
well,
less.
for me, the importance of roleplay, it defines it from a video game to an RPG. So, if I'm just going, I move here, I hit, I might as well just be playing a video game. So that's why it's so important. I think the longer a campaign goes on, the more I get into character, because it's easier to slip in.
She says in full-on cosplay.
Yeah,
5
the claws
episodes
at that point were a
slowly.
really nice touch.
Watch the
And
transition.
yeah, I find it easy to slip into character, obviously. But I know for some people it isn't that as easy. But I do think everyone should try it out at least once. I mean, everybody in the whole world should try it out at least once, because you might be more of a role player than you think you are.
Love that.
What
Thank
a
you
great
very
answer.
much. I love that. Okay, hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
And hi, Chris.
Hi, Dan.
How are we all doing this evening?
Marvelous.
Pretty good.
I'm getting there.
Right.
I'm getting there. If I randomly mute and you see me coughing up a storm, muted, don't even worry about it. I'm fine.
Cool. So
See the
before
screen
we
go black, that's when the problems have begun.
before
Oh my God,
we
it's the same colour as your hair.
oh, it's nice that.
Yeah.
Before we get into tonight's session, we do have our usual announcements to get through. So to kick us off this week, I would like Ham.
Okay, cool. So, are you looking for ways to enhance your gameplay through accessible and LGBTQIA plus friendly content? Whether that be modules, maps, spells, galore, head over to Awfully Queer Heroes. They have a drive-through.rpg.co.uk link, which is down in the dungeon. They also have a Patreon where they are constantly working on new things, so be sure to head on over there as well, and just maybe become a little patron yourself, because they have incredible content being released all the time, from modules levels 1 through to 20, like all of your heart's desire for all of those neurodivergent and queer viewers and others. It doesn't have to just be us. We're not gatekeeping this. It's awesome content. Go check it out.
Love that. Thank you very much. Natalie, can
what
you
we
tell
were
us
missing
about
last
your other... Yeah. That was... Definitely missed you last week. That was so good. Natalie, could you please tell us about our other sponsor, please?
I will do. We are currently sponsored and have always been sponsored by Valkyrie RPG. It's Valkyrie-RPG.co.uk. Is it .com? No, it is .co.uk. They are brilliant dice makers and terrain makers, and they also have apparel. They have just dropped 2 new t-shirts, which look epic. They are both in the subscription boxes. So go check them out. Our Tails 10 at checkout does not work on subscription boxes, so be mindful of that. But it works on absolutely everything else, and you get 10% off, so why not? But yeah, check them out. All good.
Love that. Thank you very much. Evan, tell us about the world of social medias.
Right, so the world of social medias is basically we have all of our stuff done in the dungeon, so please do check them out. There's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything that you basically need. No threads just yet, but that might come in the future. Who knows? And we also have our Discord down there, which is a fantastic little community that we are growing and will continue to grow by the minute, as long as you guys pop on down and join us. On social media, you'll get all the news and updates of what's going on, whether that is new YouTube videos coming out, or the streams going live, or just random fun questions that we started to do as well. So if you have the time over, if you have a break during the day or something, pop into our social media, because you can always find something.
Lovely.
Sorry,
Thank you
I
very
laughed
much.
then, Evan. I thought you said no threats yet. As in, like, we're not threatening you yet if you don't follow. But
Oh,
If you
trust
don't
me,
start
that's
joining, we will.
if we don't get
That's
enough followers, there's going to be some threats.
Yeah, New Year's resolution.
There's going to be trouble, mister.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Evan. And Chris, can you tell us about the world of tomorrow?
The world of tomorrow, well, specifically the world in 6 days, because we are going to be releasing on Christmas Day a very special one-shot, Christmas-themed, with everyone you see here playing brand new characters. There's a bit of a twist to some of the parameters of our character creation, which I think everyone is going to enjoy quite a bit. And we've sort of gathered our party now, and it's going to be interesting, let me put it that way. Also, you can find all of our previous episodes on YouTube Music, and everything from previous campaigns and everything like that. That's all on YouTube Music. But soon, in the new year, we're going to be releasing all of our content from this campaign and future campaigns, presumably, on everywhere you listen to podcasts, in a podcast form, broken down into shorter segments, so you don't have to sit through a 3.5, sometimes 4 hour long stream. You can break it down to an hour on your commutes and stuff like that. Keep up to date with Tales on Tap. And also, finally, there's going to be, in the further future of next year, a special one shot with a bunch of people from the D&D community here online, here on Twitch and everywhere else, who are going to come together to play a very special one shot. And there's an opportunity, which will be coming very soon, for you at home to join that table. Come and play D&D with some of the people that you see here and others that you may recognize from the internet. And that's pretty much what we've got coming up.
Love that. Thank you very much. There are other sponsors, of course, but we may be hearing about them a little later on. We'll see how tonight's session plans out, and we'll go from there. But a couple of other things that we are going to mention. Tonight, we are going to reveal the winners of our giveaway. We are going to do that at the midway break, so the giveaway is still live. If you've already subscribed to our channel, then you have already been entered into the prize draw. So don't worry, I have a list of names just to read a few out while we're here, because we want to thank our lovely subscribers. We have Casper, the Gus Ward, Beza, Ruth Ilana, the OKest GM, plus more. We have all these people in the prize draw already. If you have entered, thank you so much for all your love and support by subscribing to our channel. But there is still chance for you to get on WhatsApp, get on Discord, get on text messaging, Facebook Messenger, and send a mass message out to say, guys, there is a prize draw that's going to cost you £5 or £2.50 if you already have an Amazon Prime subscription and you can connect it to your Twitch account. But all you need to do is tell your family, your friends, anyone you know to come onto the stream tonight before 8 o'clock, before the midway break, subscribe to the channel, and they too will be entered into the draw. It's as easy as that. Just press that little purple button down below, press subscribe, and be entered into the draw. It's that simple. You don't have to subscribe to us to watch our content. We love you guys either way. We have many people that come and watch us weekly that are just not in a position to subscribe, and that is absolutely okay. Just by turning up and watching us and showing us your support is enough for us. We just want to kind of share our content with you guys, and mostly for free anyway, so you don't have to subscribe. That being said, if you do, we very much appreciate it. In terms of other announcements, obviously next year is going to be a massive year for us. There will be more information about what is coming up for us here at Tales on Tap. Chris will inform you of that every single week when you kind of turn up here. But this is our last session live of 2023. We are going to be taking a break between now and the new year. we have, obviously, as Chris mentioned, we have got that session uploaded onto YouTube on Christmas Day. We are going to schedule that in. We will obviously be too drunk to be streaming online ourselves because Christmas is like that in the UK. But all I would ask is, if you haven't already, please subscribe over on our YouTube account, and please share that as well with all your friends and, you know, the people that you enjoy D&D with, because all of our content's there. Make sure you hit the notification bell over there, because we're uploading clips. It's all available as podcasts, and all the VODs are up there as well, so make sure you go over to YouTube and do that.
Some shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you're watching us all the time and you think that is an amazing clip, that needs to be something they need to share with the world, just clip. There's a little button down thingy on your Twitch thing on your phone or your PC or whatever you're watching it on, and just click it and, you know, clip some stuff, and we'll share it with the world. That being said, I think that pretty much wraps up our announcements. There will be no D20 roll this evening because it has come full circle. So Chris, you will be doing our recap in the new year. Which kind of makes sense because your recaps are very thorough typically. So after the break in content,
this is the first recap with Dag.
Exactly. Oh my god. But that about wraps up all the announcements. Make sure you guys are comfortable. If you haven't got a drink already, make sure you go and get one quickly because we are about to dive into tonight's episode of Tales on Tap.
Lovely.
Yeah. That was it, wasn't it? You son of a bitch. As all the others seem to be journaling or probably scrapbooking in one person's case, I suppose it's not a bad idea to get everything down. It has been an interesting few weeks, to say the least. Where to begin? Read a book, got arrested for it, spent a week in jail, got into a breakout by proximity, and made friends with the other convicts. Timothy, sweet little thing, a bit young and cowardly, but seems to have a good head on his shoulders. Edivir, broody, serious, good with a knife, and a genuinely nice individual, despite the lifestyle. Liana, the group's big, strong, muscle, feline kin. A little bit like Edivir, she's serious, but there's a charm to her. And then Kyriatos. Quite potentially a literal ray of sunshine incarnate with a memory just as fleeting. Got a thing for bones. It seems our various crimes, whether intentional or not, and the subsequent time we are now spending running from the law has bound us in a kind of friendship. It's been a while, so despite the circumstances, I do find myself enjoying them. The situation we are in, not so much. Tanner, a man best described as blunt force trauma embodied, has finally closed the bar and is doing his best to go incognito. He gathers us all up and starts making good on his word, taking us across the UC to a large metal wall and the next pipe to the surface. 100 or so feet, I kid you not. I'm not built for this. With the others scaling this ladder with relative ease, never before have I found myself being out of shape. Well, I made it, and getting into the cool, clean air was nothing short of divine. I didn't realize how bad the UC stank. I really don't want to go back. Tanner handed out these collars of disguise self, which makes me curious, but those questions are for less stressful times. Putting them on was a little bit of levity I think we all needed. Liana became a rather beautiful Goliath woman. Kiri, bless them, turned into an interesting-looking gnome. Pim became an old dwarven man. Eddie seemed to get the luck of the draw as he turned into a very well-endowed elven woman. And I turned into some kind of punk centaur. I really would have wanted to swap with Eddie, but it was rather amusing watching him trying to practice a feminine walk. Dressed to impress, and with our passes to the upper city in hand, we all made our way to the colossal wall that separates the upper city from the rest of Windmere. I'd only ever seen it from a distance, but getting close really does put it into perspective. But I have very little breath to take stock of anything, as now I am using what small amount of magic to make hoof noises as I trot. I am really not built for this. We all make it through the guarded gate with relative ease, and once Tanner rejoins us on the other side, we start the final leg of our journey to his friend's house. I have to say this part of the city is really beautiful. The others seem to have, I suppose, moral objections to this way of living, which I get, I think. Honestly, it was my first time surrounded by such beauty. It was hard to understand. Coming close to the gate, adorned with a very elegant golden G, Tanner revealed that we were coming to meet a man by the name of Gideon Malgrave, some old friend who owes him a couple of favors. Stepping into the estate grounds and removing our collars, we followed into the unknown, hoping this would be the opportunity we need. A rather uptight butler of sorts named Thessal welcomed us in, I suppose you could say, as we were disarmed of our things and led deep into this beautiful mansion to meet his master. This man seems to have a flair for the dramatic, as we were brought into a room where he is gently swirling a drink next to an open fire. But when you look as good as he did, everything is just a play in your favor, isn't it? After introductions and pleasantries were exchanged, we quite quickly learned that Gideon wished to get himself a seat on the council to make changes for this city. Seemingly the top seat, as his love for this city seemed genuine from what we could tell. Altruism and kindness are really coming to our aid as of late. Flux, that hideous drug plaguing the UC and the lower cities, is what we are to investigate and put an end to in one way or another. No small task at all, and with little to no help in the way of leads or, well, anything much from Gideon. It seems he wants to have as little involvement with us as possible until it was done. He made it abundantly clear that if things went wrong, he would abandon us to our fates. He will simply use what we do as a way to get into the council should we succeed. Gifting us equipment we needed from his armory and a few choice enchanted items, to which he did not explain. We made our deal and left him for the bath he so desperately wanted. It had all gone very well, and as we put our collars back on to made our way back to Tanner, the inevitable crack in our plan appeared. The disguises were starting to falter. Rushing to the long tunnel to the middle city, I ran as fast as I could, making it appear as if I was in a hurry to finish my job. My disguise held up, and as I galloped my way into the street, I waited. I don't know what happened, but one of the collars must have gone at the last hurdle, because I hear a shout, followed by a cloud of fog bursting out around the gate, and everyone but Eddie running into the alley I was in. Whistles and shouts echo out. We really need to get out of here.
God damn. That was good.
Very
That was excellent.
good.
Nice.
Very good. In fact, that was so good, Dan. You can have an additional hero die.
Ooh.
I need to remember about those.
Those are crucial right now, and I hate that he's reminding us of those.
Yes, I think mine's. Wait, have we long rested since?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
So-
all good then.
We join our band of adventurers rushing into the middle city of Windmere with the sound and theme tune of whistles blowing from guards in hot pursuit. Though the cast of Fog Cloud may have deceived them for a moment, will that last? Will they get away? And will their disguises hold?
Nope.
Probably not, but we'll find out. As we join our group, Virgil stood to the corner of an alleyway as Liana Disguise still holding for the time being, on all fours, racing down the cobbled street of a main thoroughfare towards the most southern part of the middle city. Timothy holding onto the back of this Goliath, rocking around. Kyria, for the time being, seemingly trying to keep a low profile on the opposite side of the street to where Virgil is stood, still disguise holding, with Dag. Unfortunately, the disguise not holding thus far. A few paces back on the same side of the street as Virgil, whistles blowing all around. Timothy, given your high perception, you look around. It is the evening. The cobbled street, dimly lit by the light source of the street lamps that dot around. Though difficult to see, you turn round and see two guards in hot pursuit, some 30 or 40 feet further back. Dag, if you turn and look, you see they are around 20-ish feet in hot pursuit, racing down the street in your general direction. Timothy, you kind of turn back to look up the street, and it becomes apparent. The members of the City Watch are coming, and seemingly from all directions. You all have a brief moment. I will allow one action each. So, I will come to you in order of how you left the tunnel and how you left the fog cloud. Virgil, you are currently stood in the opening of a small alleyway off to the left-hand side of the road if you were running down it. You see around 15 or so feet, if maybe 15, 20 feet off into the middle of the street, you see Liana racing down. But you have a brief moment as you hear the whistles and the heavy foot stomps of the guards encroaching on your position. You have a brief moment. What would you like to do?
How long is the alleyway that I'm in? So I'm at the mouth of one end. How far to the other end of it?
Maybe 25 feet?
Okay.
Maybe 30?
Right, okay. I am going to dispel the minor image, the silent image that I have up of Tanner that I'd left in a previous alleyway, sort of running in spot.
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of that.
Yep.
Assuming in no uncertain terms that I still have a disguise of some kind, I'm going to run down to the end of the alleyway I'm in.
The other end?
The other end.
Okay.
So from the mouth where I am, I want to run to the very end of the one that I'm sort of trying to...
That would be the amount of time taken for your action. So your action would be to run to the other end of the alleyway and position yourself there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keeping the hoof trots going, keeping myself sort of in character as this runner who's trying to just do his job. I'm going to make my way to the end, and I just want to position, see if I see guards running my way or whatever. Just keep an eye where I am.
Okay, you down the alleyway 30 feet. Okay. Next in order, I'm going to allow Timothy and Liana to go. You would be doing this, you're all doing this at the same time, but I'm just coming to you in this particular order. So Liana, you have a split second. It's not a full turn. You can either action, bonus action, or you can full movement somewhere.
Did I see Centaur Virgil?
You will have probably spotted him running off down one of the alleyways.
Right. But I'm past that point already.
No, not yet.
Okay. Then I am going to turn and dash down that alley.
Okay, so you spend your full 30 feet to start moving towards and to get down that same alleyway, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I shall allow you to do that. Timothy, while Liana is running down, what would you like to do?
So you said that they are basically guards are starting to come from every direction. I can see that they're coming.
Yes.
Okay. How far away would you say that those are? I know that there's 2 chasing us about 40 feet back, but...
I think they would be the closest to you.
Okay. Fuck.
But Liana has started racing off, so unless you jump off, you're going to be going the same direction as Liana.
Yeah. God. God, I don't know what to do. Because
Okay,
this is all
I'm gonna have
happening at the same time.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hurry you.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna hold on tight and hold my action if they start to gain momentum even closer towards us.
Okay. No problem at all. Kyria, you would be the next in order.
But
So
it
you're
was Edivir next, wasn't it?
no.
last
So
out.
Edivir was the last out of the fog cloud.
Right. Okay.
So if you remember back to last session, Virgil, was it Virgil or Timothy cast image, the major minor image of Edivir running out?
No, I did that.
Oh, you
I
did
did
that.
that.
So then there you go. So then.
Okay. So how far would that mean that I am from Edivir now then?
You are, because this is getting difficult.
Yeah, what's the order? So if we're going from the gate to the furthest person away, I assume it's Virgil's the furthest away.
Virgil, then
Yep.
Liana, and Timothy, and then I think we're almost like we're both in a similar point. I think. But I'm not
But
entirely
you're
sure.
walking and I'm running.
So
Yes.
you are on the opposite side of the road, Kyria. You are until Virgil started running down the alleyway to here. I will put the combat screen on for this, so that the people at home can also see where you guys are positioned. So we have Virgil. You have now moved down to here from this position on the corner, and you've raced down the bottom here.
Okay.
Liana, you have gone from here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. With Pim, oh, I'm going to remove that. Sorry, that shouldn't be there. With Pim here. Kyria, you're at the top here.
Okay.
So you'll see you're roughly around 30 feet from Dag. But Dag, as I say, you are close to the guards chasing you out of that fog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so-
the fog is on the right hand side of the screen.
Yeah, exactly. So the fog
Right.
is
Sweet,
up
sweet, sweet, sweet,
on
sweet.
here.
Okay. So in terms of just these other people who are around, are these like this person here? Are these all guards? that we
Yes.
see?
So
Okay.
so just for the people at home, here you have 2 guards in between your position and Dag's position.
And are they just coming out of the smoke now?
They are racing down the streets after Dag. You have another guard here.
Okay.
You have another. You hear the footsteps and you turn and you see another one racing up this alleyway here.
Okay.
You see one here, Timothy and Liana, and Virgil. As you get to this corner, you see that there is another guard here racing up in your direction.
Okay. So Kyria, in that case, seeing these guards kind of approach, and especially looking at the ones who are trying to chase after Dag.
Yep.
Knowing, like, hoping that their disguise is still up. I know last session you guys said that you didn't show Kyria the mirror, but Kyria would have insisted to see the mirror so that they knew what they looked like. They are going to cast disguise self under that disguise in case that one drops.
Yep.
So it's a backup for another hour, and is going to help, fuck, and I'm going to tumble into the middle of the street and collapse. I'm going to slow my heartbeat. I'm going to act like I'm dead.
Nice. Okay, so you roll out into the street here. Amazing. Okay, and
Acting.
Dag.
This was not discussed in the group chat.
Before I come to you, you are absolutely right. This is a form of acting. I will take a performance check from you, please, Kyria.
Do I have a potential advantage given the fact that I'm disguised and
I
also
will-
of things?
I will allow it.
Cool.
While she's rolling this, is this
Double
one of our
19s.
sponsor maps?
We have not entered combat yet, so we will get that.
Okay.
Don't worry, I've got it online.
So 24.
24. You are so convincing. You kind of go and just collapse into the street and just flat on your back, clutching at your chest. Okay. Last in this small interlude before we kick into the real action, Edivir.
Yeah.
What would you like to do in this moment? You see guards are hot on your tail as you race to the entrance. You see Virgil and Liana and Timothy up the road darting off to the left-hand side, and you see and you hear Kyria, and as you look, Kyria just drops to the floor in this disguise, clutching at their chest.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Do the guards appear to be paying this dying person much mind?
So the one that was racing down the street in the pursuit of Liana and Timothy do see this elderly gnomish individual drop to the ground and go, and they seem to kind of falter in their steps towards the direction they were going. The other individual, however, has their eyes locked on you and is rushing towards you. So this individual that's closest to you is racing.
Okay, then I am going to also continue to race. And is this a little alleyway that I've got next to me down here?
It is, yes.
Okay. So as I come out, I see those guys dip left, and I'm just going to dip left into the parallel alleyway.
Yep.
I want to run sort of to the end of it, and I know we're not in action, but like bonus action dash kind of to give me enough time to do the one last thing once I get to... I can't move my guy, by the way.
You can.
I know I can. Until I get to there, I want to chuck ball bearings down the alleyway.
Okay. I'm going to allow you to, because it's not really chuck it, you're kind of like dropping them as you run, right?
Yeah. So I'll just pull the bag out and just split through it with a dagger as I'm running, just letting them fall behind me and littering the alleyway with 1,000 ball bearings.
Okay, you hear them.
That's a lot of damage.
You hear them clink, 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 all over the floor as you.
Yeah, and then I will
Race.
just continue to brace. And if I pop out the other side of the alleyway and see those guys, I'll continue to sprint towards them.
Excellent. Well, the stage is set.
Oh, God.
People are in hot pursuit. I would like everybody to roll me initiative, please.
Oh, God.
And while everyone rolls initiative, scared out of their minds, I would just like to say that this potential combat is sponsored by Tom Kartos Maps and all of the things that come with it. As you can see, there are beautiful maps and the tokens to go with it. So go to Tom Kartos Maps and check him out for yourself to bring your combats and encounters just that little bit of extra edge.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Thank you very much. So yes, let's roll some initiatives, please.
Mine is very fitting, actually.
God.
Okay, and Beza has given Kyriatos inspiration for that
Thank
brilliant
you.
acting.
That's such a good timed inspo as well.
So
Thank
good.
you so much.
Honestly,
So, for those of you at home wondering how that happened, you get channel points when you watch us live, and you can use those channel points to potentially give the players a little bit of an advantage within a sticky situation by gifting them inspiration. Cool. So, Liana, what did you roll for inspiration?
19.
Inspiration, what an idiot. Initiative, 19, thank you.
Oh no, she has 19 now.
Okay. Virgil, what did you get?
12.
12, thank you very much. Kyria, what did you roll?
1.
Nice. For a 3, love that. Thank you
We
so
love
much.
to see it.
Edivir, what did you roll, please?
I rolled a 13.
13, thank you. And certainly not least, Timothy.
10.
10. Thank you so much. Are you
Lovely.
ready, kids?
Or I can't hear you.
There we go. Top
did the wrong
of
bit, sorry.
the initiative. Let us put on some combative music that's going to get us in the mood for what's about to happen.
Oh.
I'll just turn this up. Okay, SGM, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's kick off combat with one of the individuals who is racing towards your position. This person here. And they are going to spot you, Liana and Timothy, seemingly running at full pelt, and is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I held my action, DM.
I appreciate you held your action, but you didn't tell me what you were holding. You said you were holding my. I'm going to hold my action, and
Okay, fair enough.
that does not count as a held action, I'm afraid. So this guard is going to race ahead, and is going to, using the spear that they have, launch it in your direction, Liana. As they race, they go, "Stop where you are!" And is launching this spear towards you.
I mean, that's one way to stop us from going anywhere, by killing us, to be fair.
True.
And that is going to be a +3, 15 + 3, 17 to hit, Liana.
I believe so. Hold on. Yes, it does.
As they launch the spear in your direction for 4 points of piercing damage, as they are not aiming to kill, they are aiming to hit the wall, but again, they weren't aiming very well and they're racing, and but they are within 10 feet and it's hard not to miss you due to your size.
Yeah.
And the spear across the chest and the shoulders, splitting the skin across your chest and hitting the wall and piercing the brick on the wall and almost causing a barrier in front, like stopping you in your tracks.
Okay.
And you hear them call out, "Stop where you are! Put your hands in the air!" But it is in fact now your turn.
I can get past this spear that's in the wall.
Yeah, if you wanted to, yeah. You could, like, duck under it. Because of where it hit your chest, you could, like, duck under it if you wanted to keep moving. But they have thrown a spear to injure you, and they have.
Instead of ducking under it, I'm going to leap over it, because I'm conscious that I have a passenger on my back and don't want him to get knocked off. So I'm going to leap over it, and I'm going to carry on towards Virgil.
Okay. So they duck underneath the thing and you race. Do you want to move your token as you race further down the street towards Virgil?
Yeah, so over the bar to so that's 5, 10, 15. Coming up beside Virgil. Why am I making myself bigger? No, stop. Can I see Dag down the other end of the...
He will have just, like, rounded the corner, almost skidding on the cobbled street, like dropping ball bearings behind him. But you will be able to see him from there, yes.
Right, can I use a free action to ask Virgil left or right? Or straight ahead?
Can I answer back?
I'll allow it, yeah.
I don't know. Where's the pipe?
Great. She's going to carry on with her, that's 5. That's her full movement, but she's going to dash down this alleyway.
Okay, so you woof and you race off
I'm
out
off now.
of sight. So I'm going to allow Pim, just to, before we move on to your turn, Edivir, to make a decision prior to you doing this, because essentially you are dictating their movement, and I want to allow Pim a moment. If you want to jump off Liana's back, you can. I will give you the moment to do that if you want to.
Can I choose when to jump off, or is it at the start, or
I
follow
will-
all the way through?
I will allow you to decide where you jump off. Liana, you would be off the map.
Mhm.
But I will allow you to decide where you would leap off, Timothy, if you wanted to.
Could I leap off here?
Sure, absolutely. Perfect. Next in initiative. Just before we go to you, is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Liana? So that is action and movement. Would you like to bonus action?
I can only rage, and I don't think that's going to help right now. So no, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Okay, Edivir, you are up.
Edivir is going to begin to cheese it. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
Straight past Virgil. Come on!
Gotta go fast.
Bonus action dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Get to there. Chuck a bunch of cattle drops this way. Caltrops, sorry. In this sort of general area.
Okay.
Action.
Yeah, I bonus action dash.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, my action is chuck big handful of caltrops. Maybe like,
Yep.
Okay, I'll do all of them. 20 caltrops.
Yep.
Just to try and slow down this guy who's coming. So should we say sort of this sort of area is obscured? These 4,
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
and then pew, I'm off.
Okay, so you just woof and start racing down the alleyway as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Next in initiative is Virgil.
Okay, watching Ash .0 zip past him. Having looked at Pim and Liana as they ran past, were their disguises still up?
You saw that Liana's did stay up, and so did Pim's. Yes.
Okay.
Edivir's, however, did not.
I don't know if it would count as a free action, but just any sort of windows or reflective surfaces. Just looking at myself, can I see the outline of my centaur form?
Where
looking.
you're currently stood, there is no reflective surfaces. You are essentially on the corner of a street. Not typically where you would find windows.
No, I just meant the building in front of me, but yeah, that's fair. Okay. Just like from a distance, but
Yeah, where you're currently stood, you're unable to find your own reflection.
Damn it. Never in a mirror when you need one. Okay, yeah, I'm going to action movement, and then action dash, and just keep up the sound of hoofbeats as I carry the chest, and I run down this way, and to the passing guards, I'm just going to sort of shout as I go past, "Got a job to do!" and just woof.
Okay, so you are also racing off down that alleyway.
Yes, I hope it's the right way.
Okay, so are you using full movement and action and dashing as well?
So I'm using full movement and then action dash to, and then keep going.
Okay, anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay, Timothy, you are up.
Right. So I'm gonna start running back now that everyone's past me. And as I do, Timothy's gonna turn around and say, "Oh God, hope this works this time," and shoots out another entangle spell at the entrance to where we run out of, or run into. So basically, if they're gonna follow us, they're gonna have a hard time.
Okay, so you're putting entangle on the entrance to the alleyway that Virgil, Liana, and Edivir have all ran down.
Yeah. As I'm running down with them.
As you run
as
down.
well.
Okay, no problem. So you race down and you hear as these huge vines come up out of the ground seemingly and start entangling the area and the ground to make it difficult terrain as you race. Okay. Next, anything else you want to do? Sorry, Pim, just before I move on initiative. So that was your action to cast Entangle. Any bonus actions?
Just full movement. Run.
Okay.
And then if I don't know if I can anymore, but if I can, I want to see if I can climb up to onto Liana's back again.
Liana has action dashed. You do not have enough movement to catch up.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm just running in between the fake centaur's legs.
Okay.
Out of my arse.
Here is what happens next. Given that you have all effectively, most of you have avoided immediate conflict. The guards, the sound of whistles echo through the streets of Windmere.
Can I
Pim?
ask a question about that? Sorry to interrupt. Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
Because this is something I've been wondering. Do I get a sense from this big high alert thing that's happening? Do I get a sense that whistles are just used to raise an alarm, or they're used to bring people to a certain location? So if someone blows a whistle, will guards come running there, or will other guards start blowing their whistles? You know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's hard. So it's hard to tell. It's
what
hard to
check is
tell,
that?
but I would say make me a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Make me a general intelligence check just to see how well you can put in this together. Kerry, we will come to you in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 4.
A 4. It's hard to tell. It could be both. Could be one or the other. It's hard to tell. Especially in like the current situation.
That's the exact roll that I rolled in real life because I don't know. I can't.
Exactly. It's hard to tell. It could be that the whistles that you're hearing, because of how close they seem to you, it's very easy to kind of deduce that people are trying to, like, guards are trying to bring people here. We need to leave this area. But
right, so
you are also hearing whistles a little bit further afield, and you're like, well, are they, or are they just raising an alarm?
That's exactly what I'm wondering.
Yeah, so it's difficult, but for the most part, at the moment, the whistles that you hear seem to be quite close to where you are.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
Okay. What happens next? Kyria, you tumble onto your back. And you slow your heartbeat and your breathing and you're clutching at your chest. You hear, oh goodness, somebody, medic, a cleric, anybody, quick, this poor gentleman's fallen to the ground. And somebody races up beside you and kneels and goes, oh gosh, are you okay? Sir, can you hear me? Come back to the light. And you feel like patting on your cheek.
Okay, so as I'm lying there, and out of instinct, I tell my heart to slow. And then it slows more than I'm expecting. And you see this panic come over their eyes as all color fades from Kyria's body. And it turns to that stuff of etherealness as they begin to float above the ground. And woof! Into a building. I'm moving 30 feet flying through the wall into a building.
What the fuck?
Sorry, what?
The person next to you goes, "Oh, my losh! Oh!" And they look down. The rest of you will not see this.
Nope.
But Kiri, as you into a nearby building,
Yep.
you hear the of the guard that was kneeled down next to you, seemingly to you this old, gentle, gnomish, older bloke turn into a spectre essentially in front of them, scaring the living bejesus out of them. And they go, "Oh!
Holy shit.
Somebody
The living
help!"
behemoth.
And you see you won't see, but there is just chaos now on the streets of Windmere. But you
Job done.
through the wall into
Yes.
the house.
Uh-huh.
A house of two elderly halflings who both are trying to enjoying their evening meal of salted pork and roast vegetables, discussing their day. And you hear, "Don't just push it round your plate, Dennis. The greens are good for growth, I've told." And you immediately just hear a silence as you woof, like force through the wall into this room. And you hear, "Ugh!"
Oh god.
The older halfling gentleman just goes, "Ugh!" and immediately just falls off their chair and hits the ground. And the shrill scream of the female halfling goes, "Ah!" and just runs, doesn't even see their husband hit the ground, just running out of the room as you just appear in this spectral form in the middle of their dining room.
Is that the party? No, that's not the party's first kill, is it? No.
Kyria is shaking in this spectral form and it's like, what the fuck? 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 Okay, got to find my friends. They'll fix it. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'll carve your bones. I'll be back.
You hear from the hallway, "They're here to take our bones!" Running down the hall, clattering of furniture as it hits the ground as you.
Oh God, I've started a fucking folklore.
And the legend of the bone ghost of Windermere.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna frantically just like keep going out. Like I'm gonna, so I have a 30 feet like flying speed, and I can move through objects. So I'm gonna like just try and like I'm gonna like poke my head out the opposite wall.
You immediately just force through, and as you go through the wall, the old gnomish lady just kind of stops in her tracks as you appear, and she goes, "Ah!" and just turns and runs back the other way.
So sorry. I'm just gonna try and just like, I don't want it to cause death. I'm gonna like poke my head out like through a wall first before I go through it, and if it's clear, I'll take myself through. And I'm basically heading like in a direction I saw Virgil run to.
Okay,
become an episode of Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not trying to scare you. I'm nice.
because of how much movement this is going to take, I'm going to come back to you in just a
fine.
moment. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Eerie the friendly ghost.
The rest of you hear footsteps and then behind, and just the clatter of steel hit the ground as Timothy, being the last through and probably the furthest back, you turn and look, and the caltrops have done their job as one of the guards just have hit the ground, grasping towards their boot. You see ahead of you down the alleyway, Virgil, Liana, and Edivir. I'm going to take you out of combat order for this now, but you are all racing down the alleyway. It's not a big alleyway. We're talking 20 feet till you get to the end, and there is another main thoroughfare. The whistles around you become louder. But for now, you peek out of the alleyway. There does not seem to be any guards on this street. But you are at the edge of the alleyway. As a group, what do you want to do?
Do any of us remember? Do I remember where the pipe is?
Make me a history check.
I get on that.
I assume we're all. That's what we're all trying to figure out, right?
Yeah.
Guidance.
Thank you.
And as he touches him to guide him, I'm going to lift him back up and throw him back on my back. Stay there!
Okay, sorry.
History, yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh, guidance. What am I doing? Immediately forgotten.
Can I roll history as well?
16.
Cool.
16, yep.
Okay, dope. 21.
21.
Nice.
You both do remember where it is, but given everything that's just happened, you are now racing off in essentially a westerly direction.
Oh shit, we're running in the opposite direction.
You're running the opposite way to where you know the pipe to be on the easterly side. Sorry, no, you're heading east, and the pipe is on the western side of the middle city, but because of everything that's happened, and you've turned and raced east now, down the alleyway, more towards the center of the middle city, almost towards the marketplace that a few of you may have visited.
Just all that matters now is making distance, and then we can lose them in the crowds. We don't have to be going in the right direction right away.
I don't know how late the markets are open, but they're not far from here. I know my way through there fairly well. If we've gone the wrong way, I think we all know this, but we need to double back on ourselves in no short amount of terms. I can make a wall like we did before. I can box off one side of an alleyway potentially.
Make a wall. Rip the necklaces off.
Where's Kyriados?
She was with you, right, Dag?
They dropped to the floor. I don't know what they were doing. They looked like an old man, but I don't know. It was pretty convincing, but it would seem very convenient for the. I think they've got a plan. I can double back. I could double back stealthy and check on them while you guys go to the market. Meet down at the UC later. But
do you remember?
Splitting up is a good idea.
No.
If they are okay, I'm sure they'll find us.
Quite frankly, Dag, we need your eyes and street smarts.
You hear footsteps behind you as the entangle goes, but you look back, and there is two guards now at the mouth of the alleyway on the opposite side.
Go. Can you...
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just role playing there. I'll follow you, Dag.
Yeah, no, I was just but you're direct. Well, I guess I sort of know where the middle market is as well, don't I? Like the.
Mm-hmm. You've been before, yeah. So it is near the bakery that you visited that one time.
Oh God.
Oh, backstory.
I mean that's an option though, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I'll start. Can I? Is this next thoroughfare that we've come onto after this alleyway? Is this crowded?
It is nighttime, and though a couple of you have frequented the streets of Windmere at night, it's obviously not going to have as much foot traffic as during the middle of the day. There are people, but it isn't busy by any stretch.
Okay. I'm just going to say, and there's people coming out of the alleyway opposite us, yeah?
No, they're behind us, aren't they?
They're behind you. Now, they're in the same alley,
I thought you
racing
said some
down.
people were coming towards us opposite as well.
No. So as you come out onto the street, there is no guards that you see in sight on this next thoroughfare, but behind you see two guards currently trying to step through the entangle spell that Timothy cast, starting to bust through to race down the same alleyway that you just ran to.
I was trying to figure out if there was anything else we needed to deal with. Okay, yeah, so start legging it with those guys towards that area.
So you're all heading towards the market.
Yeah.
I will attempt to do things like I don't know. Once we break line of sight, I'll say once we break line of sight and start running down, I'll just say, Timothy, keep your eye out for anything that might get us off the street.
Okay.
Open cellars, anything like that.
Okay, I got it.
As we run through the street, any lamps that I see, I'm going to prestidigitate, just snap of the fingers, small shower of light from Xbox, and I'm just going to start snuffing out lamps as we run.
Okay.
So anything we run under, just straight off. Make a beeline to one across the street, take that out. Anything on a building, just trying to snap out as much light as possible around us.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to need is athletics checks from everybody apart from you, Kyria. You're good. We're going to come back to you in a moment.
I don't have muscles anymore.
Tim is on my back. Does he need it?
In fact, no, Pim, you're fine. You don't need to roll, but I will have a perception check from you, Pim, please.
Right.
Athletics, yeah.
Yes, please.
Would my
I love being
ridiculous
a halfling.
speed mean that I don't really have to try that hard to move as quickly as these guys?
It's not about how quickly you move. It's about how. Just roll it, and I'll tell you what you're rolling it for. It's not about how quickly you move.
I'm just not good at those.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, I am good at those.
18 from Liana, Virgil.
13.
13.
18 also.
18 as well, thank you. Again, it isn't about the speed of movement here. That wasn't what that roll was for. It's about how depthly you are moving through alleyways, through streets, minding people, moving out of the way of individuals, as well as trying to keep up with each other. That's what that roll was for, and it was a successful roll as a group. Pim, what did you roll as perception, please?
24.
24, okay. You guys start racing through the streets. You are absolutely right. You do break line of sight, and very soon after you come out of the next alleyway, you race onto the thoroughfare. You turn right 30 feet down the main thoroughfare, left again down a small alleyway, left again to come back up the next one, essentially zigzagging your way through the street as Virgil, poof, 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 like prestidigitating all the lights out. And with Pim's perception check, I'll tell you what you see in just a moment. As we go back a few streets.
God.
The ghost of Christmas
The
present.
ghost of Christmas present, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so good.
Kyria,
Yes.
you throw your head out onto the street. It is essentially the next street over where you see a guard writhing on the ground, pulling these barbed, spiked caltrops out of the bottom of their foot, and you see two other guards kind of stumbling and trenching their way through an entangle spell, and you spot that off to your right-hand side, diagonally right, and it gives you a very clear indication of the direction that your friends have just gone.
In which case, I will. Kyria is panicking, because they don't know what's going on, but is going to exploit whatever the fuck is going on to the best of their ability. So is going to cut through corners of buildings to avoid line of sight with these guards as much as possible, and is going to attempt to head in the general direction for as long as they can, which is not long. It is a minute.
Yep.
I may well stop mid. If I stop in a wall, that's completely valid because Kyria does not know this, does not understand what's going on. Kyria is heading in the direction that they think they've gone.
Okay. You are passing through buildings to do this?
Yep, just to avoid line of sight as much as possible, sticking to the corners and the shadows so I'm not killing halfling men.
Yeah, so knowing full well that you are not going to the alleyway and down, you essentially go directly across and through another building. Yeah. That building, the first room that you enter is empty, and effectively you don't understand what is happening.
Yeah.
But your arms, and you seem to be running, but you kind of like look down very briefly and see that your legs aren't moving, but your arms are pumping, but your legs aren't moving in the way that you would imagine they would at this speed. And it hits you immediately, but you don't have time to think, and you straight through into the next room that is very dimly lit, and some very choice noises coming out of the room as you try just
if
not...
Kyria could blush right now, they would. They can't. They are translucent.
Excellent form, but you through the next, and you avert your eyes obviously, but you through the room, out onto very small kind of like break in the building that is essentially the the backyard of this building that you've just been through, and straight into the next one that is empty. It is essentially like pitch black, and you woof through out onto the next thoroughfare, and your friends are nowhere in sight. They are all sprinting, and given the time spent moving through these buildings, you out onto the street, and you see no sign of them. You see a couple of street lamps that have been just like distinguished.
Extinguished.
Thank you, distinguished. Well, they are distinguished lights. They are lights that have gone out in such a manner that befits them.
Okay. I think coming out into this alleyway and not seeing anyone or any sign of their friends, they're just gonna stop for a second, look down at themselves, and like, does it look like, is their color returning to me? Am I still translucent? What's going on here?
For the time being, you kind of like look, but the weird thing is that you've disguised yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the first disguise has dropped, and you are essentially, your own disguise is now, you're essentially like an ethereal old gnomish man, and you kind of like look down at like wrinkled hands with no like yarns attached to the fingers.
No tattoos. Nothing.
No tattoos. And I would say the immediate thought is, oh god, I'm a dead old gnome.
Yeah.
Essentially, like, you're now going, oh my god, I think panic would set in at this point, Kyria.
Yeah. So I think they just come to a stop. They're looking around frantically. They're looking for any sight of similarity, like a familiarity. And the only thing going through their head amidst the panic is home, 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 home. And they're freaking out. And I use my action to freak the fuck out. I don't do anything.
So you don't move.
I don't move.
You stand, and you are in this ethereal form, and then you raise your hands to your head, and as you look around, you see that there is a group of people, like there are people scattered in the street, all fixated and staring at you, frozen in place, some backing away from you. And you hear the shrill scream of a human woman across the street from you as she screams as loud and piercing, and you just kind of see no. And as soon as you freeze in place and this scream happens, the two guards that were chasing after your friends come out of the alleyway to your right.
Yeah.
And you stare at them. What do you do?
So I've just come out of a building into an alleyway.
No, you are out onto the main thoroughfare now.
Okay. I am going to, hearing this scream kind of kicks some kind of instinct in Kyria's mind. And they look up. Where the bloody hell is my grandson? I've got unfinished business here.
You see the two guards kind of begin to shake frantically because, and I'm going to allow you to make an intimidation check with advantage.
Okay.
Wait, is she talking about me?
Where is Theo Emberheart? Okay, hang on.
Write that down. Oh wait, I'm doing notes.
Fucking made up name.
No, there's no such thing as made.
What am I making? Sorry, intimidation.
Yes.
I am shaking. That is a 19.
19. You see that the guards begin to lower their weapons and kind of look at each other and go, and you see that they genuinely like, do we carry on? Do we chase after the people we were just following? Do we have to deal with this? Like, it is utter chaos in the streets. One of them just kind of turns, and you see the look of pure fear in their eyes, and they turn to their friend next to them and they go, "You got this!" and just turn and race off down the street in a direction that they think that the other people went. And the other guy with a huge greatsword goes, "What?" and turns up and goes, "Come down, ye ghost, from there!" And you hear the pure fear in their voice. They don't move forward, and you see them go to put the whistle in their mouth to blow it again, and just go, and it just drops, and the whistle clambers on the street next to them, and they are just stood, shaking, not moving. But you have
This dude's
the upper
like, I'm
hand.
not getting paid enough.
Kyria kind of looks down, and I think some dark part of her is reveling in this power that they have right now. And they say, "Your blades are nothing to me mortals. I'm done here." And I'm going to keep flying away.
Okay, in what
So
direction?
fucking metal, dude.
I'm a ray of sunshine, but you know.
Which direction are you going?
I am going to go, just because it looks like the darkest place possible, I'm going to where the lights are dark, where the lights are
Hey.
out, just to hide in the shadows.
You woof, and as you start across the street, people are screaming, clambering, racing off, thinking that you're coming for them.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go down the alley, or are you aiming to go into another building?
I'm heading straight for the darkness,
Into the alley.
into the alley.
Okay, you woof down the alley, and you see that the guard that was stood there with a greatsword is just frozen in place.
Yeah.
In a puddle of their own making, and just
Yeah.
kind of shaking, watching you woof across the street.
I'm
And
not
as
running like that. I'm literally like propel walking, like
Nice.
floating like this.
And as
Oh,
you
running.
woof down the alley, around 15 feet into the alley in the darkness, it stops, and you poof, land onto your hooves.
Yep.
And you hear the like the clop of your hooves
Yep.
hit the cobbles, and you look at your hands, and they are material again.
Thank God, thank God, thank goodness, thank goodness. Okay, think. I don't have much time. Okay. A child, and I am going to use my hero point to get a first level spell slot back and
Nice.
disguise myself as a ratty little kid, like a little girl with like long matted hair, like in braids, with a bit of like a scuff across her cheek, in the same kind of garb that people would see in the UC.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like stumble my way through the dark and just like keep going just away from the people.
Okay.
But I am a little girl.
You stumble through and out of the next alleyway into the next main thoroughfare. The screams and the clambering and the chaos behind you still ensuing.
Yeah.
But you step out onto the next street, and there's people like looking, but you just kind of like walk out onto the next street, and again, there is no sign of your friends anywhere.
Okay.
In the meantime, Pim, with your perception check, because you guys have darted through a couple of alleyways and a couple of streets given the time that you've been racing off, and I just want to clarify, you're heading in the direction of the middle city towards the marketplace, correct?
For now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, Timothy, you do see there are a couple of open doorways, and there is one cellar that is kind of like open but a half jar, like half a jar. That makes sense. Off to, as you're racing down the next alleyway, it's at the side of a building that you didn't quite catch what the building was, but you see there is an open cellar.
Dag, cellar, this way.
Go. And I'll guide them down into the cellar. I'll as I get there, I'll just quickly listen to hear if I can hear any activity or see any light coming from inside or anything like that.
Okay. Let's go with this. You race, and all four of you clamber down into this cellar. It is dark. Sorry.
Can I? Why? Yeah. I mean, did we hear a gut-wrenching scream at any point in the last few minutes?
Pim, you may have picked a few screams up off in the distance behind you.
We've made some distance now.
Yeah. It's not like you are around the corner.
A couple of blocks over, like. Yeah.
You are, but again, noise doesn't travel well round corners.
True.
So it is muffled. But Pim, you probably may have picked up a very faint screaming off in the distance behind you. Mm-hmm. But as you approach and you open the door to this cellar and start clambering down into it. Anyway, you stay towards the top as Pim, Liana, and Virgil make their way down first, and you look. Doesn't appear that anyone's on your tail at the moment. Do you leave the door open? Are you going down, shutting it, or what?
Okay, I'm gonna sort of go in and shut the thing, but sort of stay by the door to the cellar.
Yeah.
Turn around and just sort of look in the room, assess whether everyone's okay and whether it's safe and stuff like that.
As soon as Liana went in, she's scanning the room. 1 for people, 2 for evidence of what this building is. So is this like a wine cellar, like a sort of a beer barrel cellar for a pub, or she's looking for evidence where the fuck I am.
Okay, there is no light source in here. Do you have dark vision, Liana?
Yes.
Yes. You're able to see that what is inside the cellar is like stacks of sacks, like granary sacks.
Okay.
That are all piled up along each wall, and there's a pile of them on a crate, on a pallet in the middle of the room. There doesn't appear to be anyone in here, but there is no light source. It seems that it is pretty much. It appears to be a storage room. It is dank a little. It is, but it's dry. There doesn't appear to be any damp in here, but it is that you get the smell of grain.
Is there another entrance?
Yeah,
from the building
to the far end of where you came into the cellar, there is a door. There is a doorway.
Okay, with that, I'm going to lift Pim off me, stay with Dag, and then I'm going to sort of stealthily, quietly, make my way up to the door and listen.
Okay, make me a perception check, please. Do you have any racial abilities that give you advantages or modifiers for perception with hearing?
Nope.
Nope, so just a general perception check, please.
Oh, that's good. That is a 22.
22. With a 22... You don't hear anything immediately behind the door. What you hear mainly is like footsteps on the wooden floor above your head. As if somebody is moving around. Hard to tell if it's one or more. But there is definitely footsteps above your head. So you've effectively gone down underneath the building into this cellar. I'm
going to stay by the door.
Okay.
I'll see what the rest of them do.
Virgil, anything from you?
Yes. So is there? So I'm assuming it's like 2 big sort of double doors that lead into like steps that lead down into a cellar.
Exactly that. Yes.
Yeah. finding something like a small bit of pipe or just like a bit of wood to prop one of the cellar doors ajar ever so slightly. If I can. How far from our cellar to the edge of the alleyway that we came into are we? What's the distance?
25 feet.
Cool, okay. He's sort of taking a seat, not so his head is directly out, but just sort of peering through this gap in the door. You watch Virgil sort of, I want them back. So you sort of see this aquamarine, greenish, arcane sort of energy flow from his hands, and as he molds it into this sort of form, you watch it almost turns into like paper, or it sort of becomes like it's like a crumpled up bit of paper. He just goes, that'll do. As he throws it, it sort of like makes its way through the air, like through a point, and sort of maybe 15 feet up on a wall close to, you watch as a neon sign just sort of unfolds and sticks to the side, and it just says the Kyriatos Inn, and has like a little arrow pointing down, so it's like a drive-through sign essentially. And it's just this neon sign that says Kyriatos Inn with an arrow pointing towards us, and he's just going to sit, maintaining concentration on this minor image, just to keeping an eye out.
And is this lit?
As much as a minor illusion can be. So it's probably like a dull neon glow around the lettering where it says Kyriatos Inn. So it's very much like a halogen neon sign.
Yep.
And it just sort of like zzz, zzz.
Okay, thank you for the sound effect. That was lovely. Edivir, so you're looking out, but I'm going to come to Pim in just a second. But Dag, is there anything you'd like to do?
So yeah, once everyone is in and sort of the place is checked over, Virgil puts up his signal. Dag will just say, "We can't leave them behind. I mean, they might stray this way, but I need to go back and get them."
It's too dangerous, though.
Don't worry about it.
You're spotted. You're
safe.
the only one that they know who they are.
Then I'll make sure they don't see me again.
To be honest,
I'm a druid.
So,
what's that got to do with anything?
We shapeshift for life. Admittedly, I'm extremely bad at it, but now seems like the best time to try.
You can wild shape.
Yes.
I mean, the kid's got a point.
Why have you not?
Well, I should be able to.
Well, I've put a sign up outside. It's if they don't stumble around here in the next, I've got another one I can use. It's 10 minutes of whatever's going on out there. So if in 20 minutes they don't stumble across what I've put up, then potentially. But I honestly think they're looking for all of us.
Him.
We all ran.
Yeah, but
they won't be looking for what can you wild shape into?
I don't know. To be honest, I tried like once and I became half a cow.
Edivir goes down on his knees to Pim and kind of sort of grabs him by his lapels and just say, "Pim, look, I know that you can do this. There comes times in all of our lives where we have to be brave and we have to face what we're afraid of. If you think you can do this, I believe you can. You're right.
I'm not
they're looking for me, but they're not looking for whatever you can be, if that's what you say you can do.
Don't be a cow.
Do you? Look at me. Do you believe you can do this?
I'm gonna try.
No. You're not going to try. Do you believe you can do it?
We can do this.
Do or do not, Pim. There is no try.
Oh,
Dags.
I had to. Sorry, it was all my strength not to say that.
Dag holds your gaze for a while, and you sort of see the intensity soften to a look of determination and understanding, and just sort of gravity, trying to bring you to focus. And he says, 5 minutes. I'm going to be counting. I don't want to have to be looking for two of you. 5 minutes.
May I suggest something that is city native? Maybe a stray cat or a
Rat.
You're not my style.
rat?
Okay.
Look, Pim, you've got 10 minutes until my image fades away. You can take the time you need to practice. Do what you can.
I'm gonna try and practice a wild shape. First time, DM.
Hey. How are you? What are you doing? Give me an idea of your position.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna
That's a DM.
I'm gonna get down on all fours.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, okay, a cat or a rat, not a cat in a rat, or a rat in a cat for that matter. That's
Focus,
not good.
Pim.
A cat
Focus.
or a rat. And I'm gonna strain myself, and I'm gonna try and wild shape. Specifically, wild shape.
You
Are we doing the thing?
all of you around hear Pim like, cat, no, not a cat in a rat. And all of a sudden, he just silence. Timothy, you close your eyes and trying to will nature's magic to your own. An image flashes into your mind of the silver tree. And you focus your view on it. It's a calm, beautiful summer's day. Birds singing, a gentle breeze whistling past. You look down and your fingers dug into the earth. And as you look up, two figures step out from either side of the silver tree. Figures known to you. Figures that you are in search of. They do not greet you, but they walk with the silver tree behind them towards you. And one side is your mother, and on the other, your father. Your father looks at you and says, "In the sacred dance of leaf and stream, whispers of the forest, a timeless dream. O druid, child of earth and sky, within you, ancient powers lie." And without skipping a beat, your mother goes, "Feel the heartbeat of the ancient tree, wild within your spirit's key. Breathe the essence of the meadow's bloom. In nature's tapestry, find your room." Then your father again. "Embrace the wild, the beast, the wing. Shapeshift, O druid. Let your soul sing. In fur and feather, scale and leaf, discover the power, your true belief." Your mother again. "Sympathy of nature, a cosmic art. You're the conductor. Play your part. Awaken, druid, to your primal core. Nature's magic forevermore." And you feel the earth beneath your fingers tremble and shake as vines start to rise from the ground in front of you and start to meld and form. Liana, Virgil, and Edivir, you will see this happen in front of you as this construct begin to form in front of Pym on the ground between his fingers as they touch the ground, but Pym's eyes seem to be glazed over. Pym, you open your eyes, and I'd like for you to describe the little creature in front of you.
So as Pym opens his eyes, the flash of green that is sort of sparks out of his eyes as he casts spells just fills his entire eyes. It's just complete verdant green. And from the ground, what looks like a small little sapling first, like the beginning of a little tree, starts to uproot itself. And it starts to look like it has 2 legs. And then 2 arms, like branches coming out. One with what looks to be just a normal, I say normal, it's like a hand made out of root and almost bark. And the other hand is like a thorn. Almost like imagine if a sword would be made out of a thorn. And then the sort of where the bloom of this tree would be start to form the same, like a head of bark, the same sort of I don't know if the word is androgynous features, but like genderless feature.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's no eyes. There's a cavity where the eyes would be, but it's like looking into a hollowed out tree.
And this entity stands and stretches out, and you hear like where you would hear like cracking of muscle and bone, the crack of vine and bark, as Pym, you rise to greet your sapling wild-shaped creature. And that is where we're going to take a quick break. So,
What the hell is going on this episode?
Nobody's anything.
folks at home, now is the time. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that button. We're going to go for a quick break, and then we're going to do the giveaway!
Yeah!
So we're going to have a quick break of 10 minutes so we can do a wee and get everything sorted out here. But be back in 10 minutes. Get yourselves a break. We will be back very, very shortly. And then when we do, we will do the huge giveaway draw. See you soon. Bye.
Bye!
Peace.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales on Tap. I don't know why I did
That was
that.
a choice.
What?
Oh, no, I don't know why I did that. No idea why I did that.
Welcome back to the Looney Tunes.
Welcome back to Tales on Tap. And it is giveaway time. Before we get into the giveaway, I just want to obviously let's put some happier music on because it is a happy occasion.
Hey, it's Christmas, guys.
Yeah, we're not
Merry
putting
Christmas
Christmas.
music?
Nope,
Merry Christmas!
absolutely
Happy
not.
holidays!
It's Tapmas.
Is this one happy and upbeat?
No,
Yeah, I got it.
that one not going to pick up.
I
I don't
got it.
think that one's it.
I got down in
Next
the dungeon. That's fine. I'll self that.
Yeah, that's true.
So before we get into the giveaway, I just want to say from all of us here at Tales on Tap, thank you so much to everyone that supported us, especially not only through this campaign but for the last 13 months. It has been an incredible journey for us, one that we are relishing in and extremely excited about what the future holds for us. Your support means everything to us. The fact that we get you guys here every single week. Just want to kind of mention we pulled the Twitch recap for the last 12 months.
Almost 2,500 hours.
Yeah.
people have spent
Yeah.
watching our streams. That's
Yeah.
We
insane.
appreciate those hours of your life.
Exactly.
Not one person.
Yeah,
No.
nearly
Collectively.
exactly. 2,500.
Someone's just no lifing Tales on Tap for the entire year.
2,500 view hours. We've had over nearly 9,000 chats sent. We've had 87 new subscribers since we started. We've streamed 65 times. So almost every single week in the last 12 months, we've been here for you guys, and that you guys have been here for us. So thank you so much. But we have been running a giveaway, as most of you know, over the last few weeks since the start of this campaign, and it is arguably our biggest giveaway ever. We have.
It's not even arguable.
Yeah, there's no argument at all.
There's no argument.
So we have some amazing prizes. I just want to give a massive shout out to our wonderful sponsors at both Valkyrie RPG and Awfully Queer Heroes for putting up these prizes for us to gift to you wonderful viewers. How this is going to work, there's going to be 5 prizes. I will go through what each of those prizes are as we draw them. As you can see here, we have roughly 20 to 25 people on a spin the wheel. We're going to make this as fair as possible. Once your name is drawn, you will be taken off the spin the wheel. And how this is going to work, there's 5 prizes, so there's 4 normal prizes and then 1 main prize. So I'll explain what they are as we draw them, but you have 1 in 5 chance of winning something.
Them's good odds.
Yeah, and what we were discussing in the break is, yes, a lot of people do enjoy this game, and the idea of watching and getting involved with a D&D game is something that we all love and enjoy. However, we do also appreciate that one of the main prizes is a seat at our table for a very special game. That might not sit well with some people. You might not want to sit and stream. You might not feel comfortable. You might not have the equipment to play the game and stream it with us. That's totally fine. If the person that wins the grand prize makes the decision that they don't want to participate in that game, then it rolls down to whoever won second place. If they don't, it rolls down again. And if all 5 people don't, then what we might just do is we might put it open it to our Discord server, and we might just pick someone at random from our Discord server
nice, yeah.
to come and play with us. So
if you don't win today, get over to our Discord.
Exactly. I've not eaten yet, so I'm going to have a little bite of my sandwich. So, as you can see, we have a spin the wheel. The first prize that we're going to be giving away is something called a Sapphics Spells. I believe it's from Awfully Queer Heroes. I believe there's 2 or 3 books. So it's a set. So they do cantrips to level 3 and then level 3 to level something or other in terms of spells, right? In terms of spells.
To level 9, yeah.
So they are a set of books. So there's 2 books that have a lot of homebrewed spells that you can add to your D&D game. I've got access to these spells, and there are some very, very incredible spells in there. So yeah, and with that, you will also get a set of dice gifted wonderfully by our friends over at Valkyrie-RPG. If we could ask anything of you guys after this giveaway, please just go and check out our sponsors' stuff. There is no pressure to buy anything, but there you are, Sapphic Spectacular Spells. So if you could just go and show some love to our sponsors, whether that's on socials or over their sites, that would be very much appreciated. So, how this is going to work, we're just going to spin the wheel. Whoever it lands on wins that first prize. So I'm going to keep spinning. First prize goes to the Luke Mac. The Luke Mac from D20.
Let's go.
So Luke will be getting his hands on the Sapphic spellbooks and a set of dice from Valkyrie RPG. So well done, Luke. Congratulations. We will remove the Luke Mac from the wheel of many gifts. And
yes, you did, Luke. You did win a prize.
Yeah, you won a prize, Luke. Well done. You won a set of Sapphic spells.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Exactly. And you won a set of dice from Valkyrie RPG, so congratulations. Okay, so the next 2 sets of prizes are... We have 2 copies of Adventures in ADHD, which speaks very very much to my heart because I do have ADHD, quite acute ADHD. And I have this book. I will show you. Let me find it.
Proving his point.
And
proving the ADHD.
But he proved another point earlier because Luke literally did this subscription during this stream. So when Dan said it was the last chance to get in, a last chance getter inner just won a prize.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. And if you're going to get in, you may as well do it now. But these next two prizes are a wonderful copy of Adventures in ADHD. It's a 5e module by our good friends over at Awfully Queer Heroes. It's a full adventure. So the next 2 prizes, you get your hands on one of these books, and you also get a set of dice from Valkyrie RPG. So, in 4th place, the next prize goes to...
Who's it gonna be?
It goes to Cheer Kid Chris.
Kid Chris.
Well done. So I'm just going to write that down. So Cheer Kid Chris. Congratulations if you're in chat. Well done, you. Congratulations. You will be removed from the wheel of prizes and it will spin again.
Congratulations.
And the next prize goes to... it goes to Naughty Skiz!
As well, Naughty Skiz.
So
Naughty Skiz, who was gifted a subscription tonight.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Naughty Skiz. You get your hands
Lucky
on
boy.
an Adventures in ADHD, and you also get a set of dice. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord and reach out to us on the Discord. It's the easiest way for us to get your information safely and securely without having to contact you on Twitch. So let me just write a note.
What's a prize? Getting a gifted subscription and then a prize
then
on
actually
top
prizes,
of that. What
yeah.
a day, right?
Christmas.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Tis the season.
Well done,
Oh,
Naughty.
they said I really wanted this, so thank you.
You are more than welcome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for tuning in, Naughty Skiz.
Yeah, exactly that.
Brilliant name.
So there are 2 prizes left. The next prize is a full adventure module from Awfully Queer Heroes called Tower of the Soul. Now, this is a level 1 to 20 full campaign. It has a bestiary in there, full magic items. It has a lot of custom NPCs, full homebrew setting. It is incredible.
Easiest way to start DMing.
Exactly. And you also get, again, another set of dice from our good friends at Valkyrie RPG. So let's find out who...
subscriber,
wins
this is definitely the one I'd be after. I think
Yeah,
this is-
definitely.
This is going to be
so
good. And this is going to go to... The Guzward, who is well done, the
Nice.
Guzward. They are in our Discord already, so we will reach out to the Guzward after the stream. But congratulations to the Guzward. I shall make a note of that.
Let's go. And now we're reaching the
pinnacle.
Yeah.
pinnacle of the giveaway. Oh, now it gets
It's time.
really exciting.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 16 people up for the main prize. So the main prize is you get a set of dice from Valkyrie RPG, and you get your hands on the brand new this year adventure module from Awfully Queer Heroes called Tower of the Mind.
Oh.
It is another campaign settings, level 1 to 20, full campaign, as we said earlier, similar to the Tower of the Soul, but is the next Tower of installment.
Is this the one we...
Yes, this is the one that
Yeah,
we reviewed.
this is
That
the
is
one that
we-
extremely
It is the
customizable,
It
and I
looks
really want to
amazing.
play.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Dan.
Yeah.
So exquisite.
It's coming to your next point, so but there's also a seat at our table on this.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
We have Dice by the Sword as one of the... Are we just bringing in the whole group?
Oh yeah, if they win, it's going to be a
that's true.
20 person
If they win.
D&D game.
No, that wouldn't be happening. But you are absolutely right, Evan. There is a seat at our table. The next lucky winner will be getting a seat at our table for our upcoming one-shot that will be airing in January with other members of the TTRPG community. This is the big one. This is the prize. Thank you everybody so much for subscribing so far. Thank you for all the love and support. But the lucky winner of the grand prize of our giveaway is... Jeff Jill!
Jeff Jill!
There we go.
Long time
Congrats,
regular
Jeff Jill.
viewer Jeff Jill.
Exactly. I do believe that Jeff Jill has been with us for almost the
Yeah,
last
Jeff
12
Jill's been here
months.
for a time.
Yeah, long time.
So, congratulations to Jeff Jill for winning that prize, and thank you everybody for all the love and support. I might just, I might just do an extra one.
Or
Oh.
just one last thing. He's doing a Columbo.
Yeah, I might just do an extra one.
Dan likes spinning this wheel.
I gotta be honest, I like watching this wheel go round.
So let me just remove
Very stimulating.
Jeff Jill. I'm going to do one more, and here's what I am going to offer up as part of this prize. It's just a little prize. I'm going to buy a set of dice from Valkyrie RPG to send to this next winner. I am also going to invite them in to a private Discord video chat with us 6. So they can
Okay.
so they can get some behind the scenes secrets, ask us all the questions they want about our campaign, about us as players, characters, all the rest of it. And I'm going to invite them into a little Discord call with us all for an hour, just to kind of meet, greet, and get to know us all. And they're also going to get a little set of dice. So that is going to go to...
Kirby.
Oh... That is going to go to David.
Hell yeah!
David.
So congratulations,
David.
David. We will get in contact with you. If you're not a member of our Discord, please make sure you go over. I will get all your contact details for that relatively soon. So well done, David. And thank you, everybody, so much for subscribing to our channel. Let's play some D&D, guys.
Let's go!
Epic good times. Epic good times.
People trying to get us banned with their names. What?
Hey, David the Homo, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
No.
Oh,
I know how
God.
Twitch feels, that's all.
That's a lead series right there.
You all are in the cellar. No sight of Kyria. But this brand new twig-like creature has been summoned by Timothy.
Hey, not what I expected, but very welcome sight. I'm doing something right, at least. I have a problem, and I need you to fix it. I have a friend called Kyria. She's a satyr. She's very fun and giggly usually. Probably a little bit panicked right now because there's gods chasing after us. I want you to retrace our steps and see if you can find her. If you can find her, bring her here and let me know if you see anything. We can communicate, I think.
Him.
And
Tell
the rest of you guys just hear this gurgling sound. Or well, it's a very strange sound, probably for most of you, apart from you, Virgil. You know exactly what this is. This is primordial.
Okay.
Let me know if you see anything, and lead her here.
Pimmy, are you talking to it in primordial?
Yeah.
Pimmy, are you able to communicate with this thing, or?
I think so.
It's primordial. That's the elder languages.
Right, well, there's not enough time. We can talk about this later. We need to find Kyria. Tell it that the last time I saw them, they looked like an old man who was having a heart attack. I don't know
She
if they
can
look
change
the
her
same
form.
anymore, but
Yeah, she can change her form, so she could literally look like anything.
Yes, they could look like a lot of things, but Pim, I don't want to stop what you're doing. I really don't. But are we all genuinely thinking of sending a plant being just wandering the streets of Windmere like that isn't going to draw attention? I can appreciate what
stay
it
in the
does, I
shadows,
really
right?
can, but how much can it though? Do you know what it does? Does it know what Kiri looks like? Does it know what steps are? You've literally just formed this thing. Is it that much of a guide dog?
You see that the entity just kind of like nods towards you, Pim, and just immediately, without question, without anybody saying anything else, just turns and just starts walking towards the door of the cellar. And just opens it and steps out.
I'll close the cellar behind it, and I'll just turn back around. I'll say, 5 minutes and I'm going out there.
What
I hope you
happens
know
if
what you're
that
doing.
thing
In my
gets hit?
head, I'm gonna say you have 5 minutes.
I hope you know what you're doing here, Pim.
Kyria,
Yes, hello.
you walk out onto the next street as this child. Nobody pays you any attention.
Okay.
You just kind of like wander out into the street, and you see that people are just walking around, passing by, but they're kind of like, they are looking at, like, in your direction, but past you, in the direction of the like blood-curdling screams of all the innocent people that you've just scared the shit out of.
Yeah. So kind of like huddled over, like quite shy looking. Kyria is just gonna like take some, like just kind of keep walking, and is essentially going to be looking out for buildings becoming more and more dilapidated. Like they're following like the quality of the buildings in the hopes that it'll take them to further closer to the lower city, which is where they know. If they happen, and then it's also going to be keeping a lookout for their friends, but they're in a state of panic right now, and I don't know. Like occasionally they will just point in a random direction and go, guys, and we'll keep firing off messages.
How far can message travel?
120 feet.
Okay.
I think I'll probably keep aiming them towards Dag. And just like, so every time I'm not flipping between people, I'm just going to stick to one and just try different directions.
But just for clarification, you're turning to head south.
Yes.
Down towards the lower city. And you start walking and you're pointing. Okay.
Yeah.
You do so. And you walk down the main thoroughfare and start coming into surroundings of familiarity. You start seeing the bookshop that you used to pass, and you know, either your parents to buy you books that they couldn't afford. But you spot it on the corner, and you know where you are. You're not far from where you want to be, and you're pointing your fingers out to cast message, and you must cast it 4, 5, 6 times. And because of the distance traveled south, unfortunately, you do not get anything in return, and Dag, you don't hear anything.
Okay. So just to jog my memory, the ironic that the pipe that we went down the first time, that was in the lower part of the middle city, like the boundary line?
There or thereabout. It was a little bit north than that, the sort of, let me say the boundary, like, but it's on the most western point of the city, without it going obviously out onto the edge of the floating island that is Skyhaven. But you've essentially, not that you would know this, Kyria, but you, Han, would know that you've come out south, you've then turned east, ran through a load of buildings, and then effectively it's just started continuing, going south, going, I need to get to the lower city.
Yeah. Can I roll a history check with disadvantage to see if Kyria remembers where the Undercity Tunnel is relative to their position?
Sure.
Okay.
Remember, you have advantage, just in case you do.
I suppose.
Think I'm okay.
It would, still be with disadvantage, but if you want an inspiration, you'd still have to roll it with disadvantage.
I think I'm all right. That's a 17 with disadvantage.
17.
Yeah.
Damn.
You don't remember the pipe, but you do remember where the main shaft is to get down from the lower city into the UC. You know where that is because that's round the corner from the Artful Lodger.
Yeah.
And you know that. And I think at this point, you have a sense, you have like a duality in you of, I know I need to go to the UC, and coincidentally, it's nearby where I want to actually be, type thing. But and I feel like that knowledge flooding into your mind very much cements something in you.
Yeah. I head to the Artful Lodger.
I would expect that. And you do so. And you start, I assume, given disguise self is an hour, right?
An hour, yeah.
So you don't drop the disguise of this small child.
No. I will not drop it until, I'm in the Artful Lodger.
Okay. You make your way to the most southern point of the middle city there is no, for those of you at home, there is no, wall between the middle and lower city as there is between the rest of Windmere and the high city. It just sort of, as you say, the quality of life and the buildings that kind of get more and more dilapidated as you get further and further south. And you start making your way into the lower city. And as you kind of round one corner with your destination in sight, there is an older lady, a human lady, who kind of spots you and she goes, excuse me? What are you doing? Are you okay? Where is your mummy? Where's your daddy?
Oh, I'm fine. I've just got to go that way. I know where I'm going. I just got a bit lost in the dark. I'll be okay.
You shouldn't be out here on your own.
I know.
There's bad things in these streets at night. Let me come with you. I'll help you on the way.
Oh, it's really okay. It's only just there. I know where I'm going.
I insist. Come with me. Follow me. Wait, you tell me where, and we'll make sure you get home safe.
Danger.
Everything in my body is screaming insight check, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm Kyria. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. It's just this way.
Come on then, let's go. And this elderly lady reaches down a hand towards you, as if to offer a hand, a guiding hand.
I am gonna just sorry, I don't really like touch that much.
Oh, that's okay. Come on, you just show me where to go.
Okay.
And we never saw Kyria again.
She's in a pot.
Is it just an old woman?
Make me an insight check.
Fuck. Okay, this is the first time Kyria's ever done this. Hang on, let me just check. Ah, yes. Minus what?
Yes.
Did you say minus 4?
Minus one for a 4.
Oh.
Pretty old lady. Ish to me.
It's the oldest of ladies.
I'm scared.
Dan's not saying anything.
What did
Wait,
you roll?
I have the necklace.
4.
You haven't told me the outcome. Can I use my can I re-roll?
You can re-roll. Oh, just throw my
Nice.
headset off.
Clutch.
Okay, so hang on, let me just double check this. So Bear can reroll one ability check or saving throw and must use the second roll. Fucking hell. Oh wait. It's a little better, it's a 9.
Oh, that's good.
A
Sorry,
9.
that.
Yeah, she just seems like an old lady. You kind of
Right then.
you get that she is an old lady.
Okay.
He said
So
unconvincingly.
how close to the Artful Lodger did this lady intercept me?
Oh god, we're talking a good 15-minute walk.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. I go with her.
Okay.
Well, no, I take her where I'm going.
Okay.
Fine, she's just a little old lady. She's lovely.
You start making your way down the street back to the Awful Lodger.
So do you live here or?
Oh, yes, I'm actually on my way home. But don't worry. Oh, don't worry. You just, where is it we're going?
Oh, just up here. Don't worry. If it's too much trouble, you don't have to take me.
Oh,
I'll be okay.
no, I insist.
In the meantime,
Roll a new character now.
Timothy, your sapling races off into the night, leaving the
Yeah.
four of you in the cellar.
I'm gonna tell them to stay in the dark, and also that Kyria can look like anything. So see if they can sort of try to communicate to the people walking about without making too much, too much noise about themselves. Basically, just ping the word "Pim" into people's heads.
Okay, so
Pim.
just explain that again. So you're casting through.
Radar.
Never
Radar.
heard.
You're casting something through.
No, so basically, my sapling can communicate telepathically with anyone within 100 feet.
Okay.
And so I wanted to essentially try to not make it notice of itself, but try to talk to people that walk about to see if anyone reacts knowingly to him.
Can you see through the creature's eyes and like that sort of thing? Because again, you just probably need to explain this a little better. So you're effectively asking your sapling to just say "Pim" to everyone randomly as it's walking past it, right?
Look for
Yeah,
recognition.
exactly. But I wanted to sort of stay in the shadows and traverse where it's as little seen as possible, just observing people.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, what language is that communicating in? Like telepathically? Because it only speaks primordial, right?
No, so it understands every language that I speak.
Yeah, but does it speak every language you understand?
It just communicates telepathically. So it's basically
Sounds like a yes.
it can
If
basically
it's just repeating the words, then
yeah.
Okay.
Pim's the same in every language, right? It's a
Okay.
name.
So you instruct your sapling to do this as it wanders out. But what are the rest of you doing?
Dagger, as soon as the thing runs out, he turns to Pim and says, I hope you know what you're doing. I just kind of take one last look at this little thing scurrying down the cobbled streets outside, and I shut the cellar door.
Okay.
I just sort of walk down the stairs and just walk up to Virgil and just say, "You don't smoke, do you?"
No, unfortunately not. I say unfortunately, disgusting habit wouldn't do it. But no, I don't. And he's watching Pim trying his best to remote control this Groot around town to do whatever he plans to have it do. He's going to sort of turn Edivir away a little bit and just very, very under his breath, just, I don't really think that thing is going to find Kyria, quite honestly.
Pim believes this is something he can do.
Yes, I know he believes it, but belief and actuality are two very different things. The fact of the matter is, I worry about Kyria. They are, I imagine, prone to getting lost, or at the very least wandering off. I have a thought. It may be a long shot, but her mother's place of residence, the Artful Lodger, I think it was.
Lodger.
Yes. If nothing else, I would imagine, kind of like pigeons going home to roost, they just know where it is and would head that way.
That was my thought too, but...
Do you know where it is?
Well, I said it was in the lower city. I can't say I've come across it myself. Might not be hard to find, but if that's where they are, then
Just
they're smart enough and capable enough, and I mean, if what they pulled back at the gate was something planned, then creative enough, certainly, to get themselves back to where they're safe. That's probably a good place to try, either that or the mark. If we're not able to find them in the next 10 minutes, then...
Leanna sees them too, like huddled, whispering. She's going to move away from the door towards them.
If you don't see, if they're not back by 10 minutes, then we have to assume they've left the area. I doubt they're hunkering down like we are.
No, I don't
There is
think
someone upstairs as well, just so you're aware.
Oh,
Brilliant.
At least one person, I can't really tell, but there is movement.
we can't stay here long either.
Oh, fucking hell. This is not good.
Oh, there's no point in these collars anymore. She takes her collar off and just puts it into... Has someone got a pocket for this?
Just out of curiosity, had the illusions faded by this point? Are we just sat around in metal collars, or were they still up?
Is Virgil set us off?
No. Then none of your disguises are still up, given the time that's passed.
Yeah.
But Virgil, you are still carrying the chest that you were given.
Oh,
As Leanna says, has anyone got a pocket? You kind of like, you have a box in your hands.
I've got a backpack as well, so
I have a satchel. But, I mean, I don't even know if they're useful anymore, but we suppose we shouldn't leave evidence.
Pass them here. I'll keep an eye. Hang on, just
They're
in case we
also
can
not
reset them or
ours,
something.
so I don't just want to dispose of it either. Tanner might want them back.
I'll look after them.
Leanna, I don't suppose you know where the Artful Lodger is, do you?
Have I ever seen or been to?
No.
I've never even heard of that establishment.
I mean, I was quick to say no, but would I have come across it when first looking for lodgings in the city, or
Everyone, Edivir has the best chance, but I don't know.
You may have heard about it, but I don't think you'll have ever gone, visited, anything like that. But again, it's much more that you know that, yes, it's in the lower city. It's very much like a halfway house that...
Yeah, so what I've said is what I'd know, basically. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Virgil,
Yes.
what is in that box that that Lord gave us?
Arcane items by his description. I haven't had a chance to identify them yet. I can, but I need time to...
There might be something in there that can help us with this situation, don't you think?
Well, we have 3 minutes and 25 seconds, so...
Well, it'll take me 10 minutes to get the ritual done, so I can identify one of the items.
I mean, you might be able
to
just
allowing
to
us to do a
recognise
quick
them.
rolls with identify, but
Look,
until
a
that-
dagger, whether it's identified or not, is useful in my hands.
Yes, but a magic item with unknown ability is dangerous in anyone's hands because it might not do what you think it does.
That's the point. We want them to be dangerous. We're in a hell of a lot of trouble here.
Pim,
Can we have a look?
You hear in your head your sapling go, I've said Pim to quite a lot of people as they've walked past, and they just seem to stop in their tracks, look around, and keep walking, as if it isn't really grabbing anyone's attention. I've retraced your foot, and there is one satyr. I'm following them at the moment.
Oh no.
Okay, what do they look like?
They have long black hair, a bushy beard, and they kind of walk with a limp.
That's not them.
But-
That's not that.
Pim has
They
to
can't
think
be
hard.
them. They wouldn't disguise themselves into another satyr. That's too obvious.
Okay, good, because they walked into a tavern.
Yeah, no, definitely not them.
Okay.
Forget about those guys.
Look for something that might be I don't know. Something that something that would be innocent, that wouldn't stand out, something that guards
Okay.
wouldn't look after.
Okay, I've got it. And you wanted to get this person and bring them back?
Yes.
Okay.
Or at least guide them.
Got them. Got it. Cool.
Stay in the shadows.
Keep them in the
Child
shadows.
snatcher.
Okay.
I'm gonna kidnap a kid.
And
Like-
the voice goes silent.
Someone's already got that one.
One old man having a heart attack, one child kidnapped. It's going great, guys.
Don't even worry about it.
And also communicate the same thing. Pim.
Okay.
Everything going all right over there? What's the update?
No, not
Status
really.
report, soldier. Come on.
They're not finding people. They've tried to communicate with people, but it doesn't seem like any of them is curious. They've retraced our steps and haven't seen anyone out of normal people, I guess. I told them to look for someone who wouldn't stand out, like you know, something that guards wouldn't look after.
Halfway
Or
through
wouldn't
this
look
halfway through this recounting of the situation, Dag's eyes just shift over to Virgil's.
That's a lot of people, Pim. A lot of people. We don't want your tree child bringing someone back that isn't who we're looking for.
Unless they recognize the sound that it's emitting, it won't bring them back.
The plan is sound, but it's not enough. I'm going to get out of here.
Well, what do
How
we
far-
suggest to do?
How far away can it go? What's the range? How far is it now?
Well, it's at least within it's probably on the edge of 100 feet from us. I'll lose connection after that, but they have a will of their own, a mind of their own, so they can probably do this searching for a good while before. I don't know what
Liana,
happens if they disappear.
Yes.
you hear the footsteps above go. As if they are coming down a set of stairs in your direction.
I kind of just like hold my hand up to get everyone's attention. I'm like, the other side of the door.
I'm going to... So
Hi.
there's grain sacks everywhere, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to push Virgil and Liana just onto grain sacks,
Yep.
and then just point at the grain, and then point to Virgil and point at the grain sacks to like conceal himself. I'm going to grab Pim, and I'm going to run and find somewhere to hide.
Okay.
I'm going behind the grain sacks and I'm getting as
Okay.
low as I possibly can.
I will. Yeah. So joining Liana, you sort of watch his like nails sort of tack onto the sacks, pull what looks like a very thin sheet of like material off, and cast silent image, and just it falls into like the idea of sacks behind sacks, and we just sort of.
Okay, make me stealth checks, everybody.
Oh, no.
Can I be assisting Pim?
Sure.
As
Shut
everyone
up.
is all the time.
What does that mean?
You can roll with advantage, Pim.
Oh, okay.
I don't like that laugh.
No.
Liana's head is
Would the
sticking out of
illusion not
image.
give them advantage as well?
Which illusion, sorry?
The
It's
Silent
an
image.
silent image. So it's just a silent image of Sax.
If you're putting that up, woof, straight up,
Yeah.
like across the length of the cellar.
Well, the area where we are trying to hide behind Sax, I'm basically making it look like there are more Sax, and we are sat behind the illusion.
Okay, so that's you and Leanna, not
Yes.
Edivir. Okay, so Leanna, Virgil, you can also roll with advantage. Sorry, I just wasn't clear with where
I
the
get
thing
that, yeah.
was.
Yeah. I'm going to find an organic hiding spot, and I'm assisting Pim by taking him with me and shoving him in a corner somewhere.
Put him in a sack.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Pim, what did you roll?
17.
17, Leanna?
I got a natural 20 for a 24.
Ooh,
Nice.
very nice.
Because I got 1 the first time.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
We take
Virgil?
19.
19, and Edivir?
18.
18. Okay. You all creep down. Silent image comes up. Effectively, you've pushed Pim into a corner, Edivir, and you've just gone,
Yeah. I'm
He's like,
full, like,
and are just like locked eyes with Pim, with one hand over, and you just go. The door to the cellar opens. In the lower city, Kyria, you are walking south.
Yep.
I would like Pim,
God.
Leanna, Edivir, and Virgil to take off your headsets, please.
oh no.
I'm going to mute.
Yep.
I can't. I don't know how to unmute through my phone.
Just turn.
I'll just turn the sound off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just mute your computer.
Okay,
There we
before
go.
you do,
Wait
oh,
for it.
just wait, come back on. Unmute.
He's
Dan.
Can everyone hear us?
Hold
I
on,
can't-
I
what?
can.
Okay, right. So, I want you all to take off your headset, and when I go like that for the camera, you can either put the headset back on or unmute yourself, or unmute us, okay?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Headsets off, please. Make sure they're not round your neck. Thank you. Kyria.
Okay. Yes.
You are walking down the street, and this old lady goes,
Oh, my knees are awfully sore. Is it much further?
Oh, not far. You can go home if you want. I promise you.
Oh,
I'm okay.
I would not be able to sleep this evening if I weren't to see you to your door and to your mother's safe arms. Now, come, you show me where we're going and we will get there.
I think Kyria at this point is getting, like, everything is becoming too much. Like, there's been stuff they don't understand happening, and they're just trying to get somewhere safe, and this person is not making them feel safe. And they are going to... Are the people around? Are the people around?
it's getting late, so there's not as many as you would expect. There may be, like, people, but on the opposite side of the street, keeping themselves to themselves. It is dark, very dimly lit in the lower city, as you well know.
Okay.
But do you continue walking, or are you just stopping at this point?
No, I'm keeping on walking.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start walking a bit ahead, like just a bit more of a pace. So, I promise you, it's fine. I'm okay. I'm nearly home.
What's the hurry?
And as soon as you hear "What's the hurry?"
Hmm? Oh shit.
Can you tell me how many hit points you have, please?
17.
You hear
What's your hurry?
your eyes just woof, and you hit the ground unconscious as they cast sleep
Right.
on you.
Let me just check something. Nope. I got advantage against poison and disease. Okay.
And you hit the ground. As you are being put to sleep, you see gnarled, long fingers of the old lady start to get longer, and the nails longer, as these hands just grab you by your shoulders and drag you into the alleyway that you're next to. But you are unconscious and out cold.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Does somebody want to? Can we shout Chris? Can we message? Is Chris even? Can everybody hear though? Right?
Fuck's sake.
Everyone else is here. I can't hear
Jesus Christ.
I know. Okay.
My friend was just messaging me going, dude, this bit's so spooky. And I'm like, don't tell me anything. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, Kiri had a good run.
The door opens and you see this kind of pot-bellied elder gentleman kind of look in and bring a torch down and go, hello? And you see their eyes are strained and they're reaching out their torch. I shall roll. Seemingly, they do not see you.
I could have heard, but I swore I heard something. Oh, you're getting old, Bart.
And he walks back through the door and slams the door behind him, and you hear up the stairs. You all seemingly, you are all fine.
I sort of hang on to Pim as I hear them go upstairs. And Pim, as Dag is turning his head away from you, because you are very perceptive, you would notice that he's got 2 tattoos behind each ear, or he's got a tattoo behind each ear. Behind one ear is a piece of cheese, behind one ear is a little mouse. And he turns back to you and slowly takes his hand, with his finger still on his lips, off your mouth. Then I'm going to sort of raise back up into the room.
Yeah.
You just see half of Virgil's head just come out from inside the illusion.
just like.
Yeah.
And does it look like the coast is clear? He wasn't just faking going back upstairs and is still there.
There is nobody. You seem to be alone inside the room, in the cellar.
We can't stay here for much longer.
I say, we may not be able to identify them yet, but there might be something like potions or something in the box. Let's at least take a look, but we do need to get the fuck out of here.
Yes, I know we do, but we need a direction first. We can't just be ambling around the streets. We need to figure out where this artful lodger is and head towards it.
But I know you need some time to identify these, but there might be something you recognize.
Right, give me a second. He sort of pulls the box out and just flips the lid and just in whatever light I can just start sort of very loosely eyeballing just a few of the things to see if I can gauge any kind of idea of maybe the potential of what it could do, sort of do.
Okay. You open and you see that there are only a couple of items. You see that there is under at the very bottom there's this large cloth item. Kind of could be a cloak, could be a jacket or something. On the very bottom of the box. On top, you see that there are a pair of gloves that are lay across in a diagonal sense across the box, with what appear to be a couple of amulets. One in the shape, like a circular shape that looks like it has quite a mechanical click to it.
Okay.
And another one is an amulet it looks crystalline, but a very blackened crystal on it. And you also see another a small ring in the box as well.
All right, sort of. Again, it's going to take too long. I'm going to, looking at the sort of the clockwork, like the sort of mechanical amulet. I'm just going to hold that up because it piques the interest the most. Can I just gauge something from it? I don't know what I'm like. It would be an Arcana check, I guess. I'm trying to look for symbols, sigils, arcane runes on any of these items that I can see outright, or.
You have not spent enough time with these items to give you any discernitive information as to what they could be. You pick the amulet up and it looks like it's quite mechanical in nature and has, it looks very fine. It looks, again, like a small, clock that keeps, ticking and moving, has moving parts.
I mean, again, without time to actually investigate them, I don't know what I'm looking at. We have gloves, a ring, 2 amulets, as you can see, and I'm going to pull out, sort of taking it all out, I'm going to pull whatever is in the base out, this material, and just sort of hold it upright to see if it falls into a cape or a cloak or a thing.
Okay, so you pull out the large cloth, and it appears to be a cloak of some form. Kind of a deepish green, or it could be black or brown in this light. It's hard to tell.
This is our lot. Again, I cannot tell you what it does. There's no discernible runes, engravings, anything like that. If you want to risk it, take your pick, see what comes up.
I mean, the cloak, at the very least, is somewhat of a disguise. I mean...
I'll take the cloak because I'm the gaudiest of all of you.
I mean...
Giant-ass cat!
In cases like this, I defer to people with more knowledge than I, so if you say we don't use them, we don't use them.
Pim, have you heard anything more? DM, have I ever seen anyone wild shape in the arena before?
You have, but not in this way.
Yeah.
You've seen traditional wild shaping, yes.
Have you heard any back from your wild shape thing? I've never seen that happen before. Usually, they turn into something, not they create something. Am I the only one that
No, you're right. It's just, we don't have time to discuss the minutiae, unfortunately, right now, but your plant child thing, Pim.
Nothing since the last...
Right.
And will it come back here, or will it go back to you? I mean, if we move from here, will it just know where you are, or...
I told them to guide them here, but unless I hear anything...
I'm going to go and take a look outside.
I told them the time limit.
Virgil's
Maybe
going to
you should
repack the
record
case
it.
this time.
Once I
Anything?
ascertain the situation above, if it's clear to go, we move. All in agreement?
Yes, fine.
Pim, in your head, you hear, nearly there, I've got them.
Fuck.
Ediver, you poke your head out onto the street,
Yes.
or into the alleyway?
Stealthy as possible. In fact,
Okay.
I'll use my steel mirror first. Just open a crack of the cellar and use my steel mirror to get sort of 180 of the street that we're on. Like,
Yeah, okay. Make me a perception check, please. Because it is quite dark out, and there's no candlelight in it. It's very much like you're picking shapes up more than you are things.
Sure.
I suppose.
That's a 21.
Oh, great, really good.
Nice.
You kind of mirror out, and you don't see anything at first, but then from the very end of the alleyway, you see 2 shapes emerge from the street into the alleyway, and you see one is kind of stood quite tall, arm out to the side like this, and you see another person with their hand just kind of placed on it, hunched over, just kind of hobbling, but then stumbling a little bit, and hobbling and stumbling, and you kind of keep the mirror on them.
Yeah,
and
I'll close the cellar door just enough just to leave a slit and just finger to the lips back to everyone.
Okay. And as you do that, and you kind of quiet, and a moment or so passes until 4 like viney fingers go under the cellar door and lift it up slightly, and you see the face of Timothy Sprigg, and just kind of go like no facial features. And Pim, you see the glow, the green glow of their eyes. He goes, "I done it! I done it! Look!" And you see, as you kind of like look out, you see this dwarven individual with a tankard in their hands, just kind of like swaying, like in the door, like looks completely fucking blind drunk, and the Sprig just kind of turns and goes, "Ta-da!"
I imagine it's just a complete
Very
slow head
slow.
turn. We all look back to Pim.
Pim, like the furthest back in the room, just kind of like this look of complete despair on your face. But you see, if you could see a smile on this Sprig, on your sapling's face, it would be ear to ear, as they're just like.
I love it.
And literally, the drunken dwarf is just kind of stood there swaying, going, looking around, and then looks down towards you, and the cellar goes, "I don't know what you want. You what?"
Second slow head turn as we look at the dwarf, slower, and then back to Pim.
Let's go.
This isn't where I parked my horse. And you just see him just kind of like fall back and slump down onto the ground, throwing beer on himself, just like.
Oh.
Now that the door is open, can
Yeah.
I take a proper look up and down the street, like to see?
Yeah, so you're actually in a bit of an alleyway, and you kind of like look out. And the thing that strikes you immediately is there is no more whistling. You don't hear whistles, and you just kind of like look out, and there's nobody else in the alleyway apart from this one dwarf who now has got the tankard just on its side with the ale pouring out down the inside of his leg. Just kind
What's
of
the dwarf
slumps
wearing?
over. Looks to be very common clothing. Has a kind of very simple waistcoat that has kind of been buckled in an odd fashion. So the top buckle has hit the middle one, and all the rest of it. So it's kind of like it's skewiffed. And he's just kind of late, and like you just kind of see him there, and you see him just like almost falling asleep in this moment.
Does it look like any of his clothes would fit me?
No.
Not
Really?
stripping the
None of them?
trunk before.
Even just.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
well-
his shoes.
I need clothes, man.
Maybe his boots.
Aren't you wearing leather armor now?
Oh yeah.
You've got stuff to get it.
His boots would probably fit you though.
Gold for the boots.
Oh, what?
Leave
Gold
the
for the
man.
boots.
Yeah, golden boots for flying.
Never mind.
Well, if nothing else, it's brought a distraction. At least we can throw him down the stairs, and that's
No, no,
whatever
no.
noise people have heard.
Things have quieted down. We have to move.
Yes, I know.
Leave the man though. Don't throw him down the stairs. Pim, do you want to? I mean, both of you can fit on my back.
Really sorry about this, guys.
Don't worry about it. And I just like lift the sprout thing and put it on my back.
Okay.
Him too. Which way to the lower city? If we're heading towards what we presume to where she would go, I don't know where I am.
Twinkle toes.
Pickled
Which one's the lower
toes.
city? Twinkle toes. I'm talking to the dwarf.
It kind of goes.
I genuinely thought you responded with pickled toes.
No.
I was just like,
I might
You
now.
see-
I might next time. Though.
You see the dwarf kind of like look to his left and go, "I don't think he's talking to you." There's nobody there.
Okay. Hey.
Oh,
Give him a couple of clicks. Couple of clicks.
Oh, I see you.
Do you know which way the
you.
This is pointless.
The lower city is. Oh.
Can I judge by the position of the moon and stars which way is south?
Yeah, absolutely. Easy to do.
Really?
easy to do. And he literally goes that way, and he's pointing in the wrong direction entirely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd like to just quickly have a look up at the moon and stars and see if I can figure out which way is south.
Yeah, easily done. You kind of see, like spring, nighttime, clear sky. You see where the northernmost star is, and you're just kind of like, right, okay.
Right, this way. Stay low.
Okay. As we start moving south, I'm going to use one of my hero dice to regain a spell slot.
Okay, so that'll be your second hero dice, right?
Yes, that'll be the second one. And as we are heading south as best we can, I assume Dag's taking us to sort of the side streets, the back streets, the shadows, all that kind of jazz.
Before we do run off, I'm just going to write in chalk on the side of the cellar door, just in case Kiri did spot something but couldn't approach. Just going to write on the side of the cellar door thing. I'm just going to write chalk. Heading downstairs.
Okay.
ED. Oh shit! My fucking initials are ED. I just realised that.
He's adding every sense of the word.
As we start making our way, I'm gonna just say to Pim quietly, you know that thing you can do which gives those two makeup? Yeah?
What do you make up?
You put makeup on Virgil and Kyria.
Well, yeah, I just restored. Yeah.
Is it possible you could make my fur dirty? Like as dark as you possibly can? I am very white, and I don't think I'm as stealthy as people think.
Okay, yeah, sure. I can do that. And I'm gonna start prestidigitating bits of her, like to muddy up her fur.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry, as we're running and I regain this spell slot, I sort of try to catch up to Dag as best as humanly possible, even though he's a lot quicker. And Dag, I have a potential idea of a way to signal Kiri, depending on where they are in the city.
Overt or?
It's going to be big, but we need them to see where we are. We can hopefully meet in the middle, but I have a plan. I can do it once, but we can keep moving afterwards. But I want to give a general direction of where we are.
We're out of the danger zone right now. I don't want to bring any more.
No, I know,
attention
but
I don't want to direct anyone into it. Look, the way as we're walking along, and also as we're walking along, Edavir's looking for vagrants, people living on the street, people with big cloaks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Look, think about it, all right? For all they know, if they've identified us as the same people that escaped from the prison cart, they now think that we're operating in the upper and middle city, okay? This is an advantage. Every cloud has a silver lining. We don't want to direct them anywhere away from where they've witnessed us. So pointing to anyone saying, get down to the Undercity or anything like that.
No, it's a little... I can basically put a giant K in the sky in the color that I made her write a letter.
Don't do that.
And illuminate it. It'll only last a bit, but hopefully they will see a direction, a giant K that signifies their name in a color they will recognize, and know to sort of head in that general direction. We can head towards them. I'm just trying to make, plans here.
I understand what you're saying, and look, it's not a plan that I would ever think of or do, but then again, you've probably gotten yourself out of situations that I couldn't. But all I know is, if you're under the radar, you fucking stay there, and you don't give anyone any opportunity to telegraph where you're heading and what your plans are.
Also,
it's up to us to find Kiri. We left them.
Sorry. Your plan means you need to know where they are. You put the K up, and then we meet in the middle. But what if they're over here? You put the K up, we're going this way, and now they're coming this way.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something. That's all. I don't know.
I understand.
For now, think about not being detected and getting where we need to go.
I think going to where she knows best is the best situation for us.
Fine.
So, for you guys, I need a stealth check off everybody.
Cool. Yeah.
No, you, Kyria. You're good.
Thanks.
And I'm looking for and again I'm looking for any sort of people, like street people hanging around on the street, vagrants and stuff, and I want to attempt to try and sort of literally just buy clothes off them, buy cloaks off them,
Okay.
offer them like 2 gold for what they're wearing on their backs, that kind of shit.
Yeah. Okay. So, Pim, stealth check?
That's for me and the sapling, right?
Sure. I'll use the same score for both.
Okay. So that's 20 then.
Okay, cool. Liana?
21.
21, Virgil?
10.
10. Dag?
17.
17. Okay. You guys, and again, I'm
18.
just going to...
Sorry, 18.
18. I'm just going to kind of speed up this a little bit for the sake of pacing. You guys exit through the door of the cellar and start making your way through back alleys and as many dark streets as you possibly can until you reach the lower city. As you get into the lower city, Dag, you are able to get 2 cloaks. You pay a gold each. They are tattered, they are battered and worn, but you just managed to get 2 cloaks. Anyone else that you kind of go, I'll give you money for the clothes on the back, they tend to just tell you to take a long running jump down a short plank.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
that was a gold each, so 2 gold total, or
yes, 2 gold total. Okay.
I'll give one of the cloaks to Liana.
Okay.
I'll put it on, making sure obviously I put them back on my back as well. So
Okay. You start making your way into the middle city. Sorry, the lower city.
I've put on the other one as well in case that wasn't clear.
Okay. Kyria.
Yes.
Oh God.
Now we can hear.
She was the dwarf the whole time.
I tell you what.
So good at acting.
I tell you what. I'm going to leave this up to chat. Chat. Do I let the rest of the party know what's about to happen, or do I get them to take their headset off again?
This is not okay.
I'm going to give it 30 seconds before I kick into the next section.
Oh my God! All I saw when I got back was
no, is the
no.
answer.
Keep it secret. Ruth says keep it secret.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
You going around?
Yep. So again, same again. Only come back on when I put the okay up. So headsets off and to the side, please. And obviously mute if you're not muted. So I'm going to say this just in case anybody hasn't unmuted, but I'm going to kill everybody else's character before I kill yours. I'm going to start with Liana and then Virgin. No, I don't think they can
No,
hear
I
us,
think we're
that's
good. I think we're good.
fine. You, Kyria,
Yes.
awaken to a slap on the side of your face. You stir and you are in a very dark place.
Okay.
There is no light source apart from one candle that is on a sconce to one side of this room. Your hands and ankles are bound and you are in a chair and there is rope around your chest as you're sat there. As you come round, you kind of like look to try and find the figure that has woke you up,
Yeah.
and you can't see anyone in front of you.
Okay. Yeah. So I can see in dim light as if it's bright light, so I can see this room fine.
Yeah.
But looking down at my legs,
Yep.
are they satyr legs?
They are, because disguise self would drop because you went unconscious.
Yes.
You look around the room,
Yeah.
and it is... You are in a very dark room. no visible door that you can see, no windows. You see there is moss on all the walls in front of you and vines hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
The ground beneath your hooves is mudden, like mud and dank, and there's this real deep, earthy smell to the room. It is colder than you were when you were in the streets.
So does it look like, just from like the wall structure, is there actually walls? Is it stone? Is it wood?
It is stone. It is stone walls covered in like moss and covered in vines.
I think there's this inherent fear that kicks into them about being trapped underground with no source of light. And they are frantically looking around and then begin racking their brain. Is there any kind of, because they're a big kind of avid reader of folklore, like that's one of the things, is there anything that could have indicated some, like, they're probably thinking like, oh my god, I've been abducted by someone who lives in the woods, and like if I saw like her growing hands, like I don't know if Kyria would have read about hags specifically, but about creatures in the woods who come into town to kidnap people. Like I don't know if there's any kind of folklore or something that would spring to their mind at all.
You roll me a history check. You can roll this flat. You don't have to disadvantage it. You can roll it flat.
I feel like knowing, like Kyria being Kyria, they probably remember fictional better than they would reality.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not disadvantaging it. He was like, if you're thinking of 15,
yes,
you do, because of the many hours that you've spent with your head in books about the monsters under the bed and that kind of stuff. Some things do strike you as being awfully familiar.
Okay.
You know that there are tales of creatures that roam the night, looking for those who could easily be taken.
Okay.
As you are kind of sat there in thought, behind you, off to the side you hear,
Well, this is a surprise. Not a child after all. A worthless half-beast.
Are you, sorry, clearly there's been a misunderstanding, but are you going around abducting children?
Oh, not just that. We take what we want, and we have what we have. But you are not the prey I wanted. And now you must die.
I think we can reach some kind of other arrangements. I think that's a bit... Listen, I do not have the best memory. I will likely forget this ever happened. You can just let me go back. It'll be fine.
and why would I do that? You hear in a completely different voice. You clearly have a hand in the arcane arts, but you're foolish. Well, I would say that you're rash with your decisions. And also, that disguise self spell, terrible. You need more practice. And you see that this hooded individual steps out and goes and kind of like steps out and just kind of keeps in their faces in shadow and just goes, thought it was you. I recognize you from the posters. Got a huge price on your head, haven't you? What was it you were doing exactly?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Well, the SBC wants your head. Let's say I don't give it. Well, I wouldn't concern yourself with that.
Well, I'm going to concern myself because you've taken me away. Listen.
This is the part where I talk and you listen. Your time for talking may come, it may not. But you're the one strapped to a chair, so if I were you, I'd probably just do what the person says that put you here. Look, you're clumsy. You need better training. But you have potential. I mean, the balls of it. Wandering around the city days after your release, or release. How did you do it? Come on, you can tell me.
Just, pure luck. Things always end up my way.
Well, look, as luck would have it, I am also a very lucky individual indeed. And look, from one professional to another, I think that we could be really good friends. Now, look, I am I'm not going to kill you. By the way, that was a sadistic joke. I find it, but I'll let you go. But look, there'll come a time where I'll need you to do something for me, and look, you do it or you die. That's gonna be how this kind of works. So
okay.
Look, I'll let you go. And yeah, you just look out for my calling card, and when I come calling, you just do what I say.
I will say I wasn't joking about the bad memory situation. There is every possibility that come 20 minutes from now, I might not remember this exchange ever happened, or that I owe you a favor for not killing me. So
yeah, well, look, this is most agreeable. Look, here's my card, and they just flick a card out, and it lands on the floor. I'll come calling when the time's right. And look, like I said, when that time comes, you're just gonna do what I say, or what happens?
I die.
You die. You see, I knew there was something about you that I liked. Look, probably best not to get caught by any of the city guard or the SBC, because hey, you're probably gonna swing from a rope. But look, lovely chatting. You take care now, and we'll I'll be seeing you. And the individual just kind of like spins on their feet and just walks off, and you hear a door slam behind you. I'm just going to hold this here for when Chris comes back on.
Christian!
Do you know how fucking terrifying it is to see you do this and have no sound?
Yeah, that was my exact same experience. I looked up to look for the sign, and all I saw was...
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Well.
God.
So, yeah. I think we'll end that session there.
No,
Oh
way.
my God!
We're just going to leave it there?
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
And I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. We'll pick up...
Oh, yeah! No!
We'll pick this up in...
I'm just not coming
Next
back.
year.
Yeah, we'll pick this up in January.
Are you kidding
Dan.
me?
You bastard. Dan.
Oh, shit. So we basically, all we got was you run through the streets and then we end the session. Oh, no.
Yep. So I do want to say thank you very much to everyone who stopped in. Thank you everybody who's come by to spend this evening with us.
He's really doing it.
He's actually
doing it.
Yeah,
He's really ending the game. What the-
Oh,
Now we're only
Yeah.
just dramatic effect.
At least let us reunite. Come on.
So we are going to be raiding somebody tonight. So let me just find. Let me
So
find.
while he's
Oh,
finding someone to raid, Stop
Let's
Natalie
go.
is going to do a shameless plug for
Oh, yes.
Han and myself.
Oh, yes.
If you're loving the art that you see in the little mini sheets, that is our glorious Han.
Hello.
If you're liking the overlays, that is me. Find us in the dungeon.
Or exclamation point art in the
In
Twitch
chat, yeah. And well,
Exactly.
congratulations to all our winners of the giveaway. If
Yeah,
you're not
huge
already
congrats.
if you're in our Discord, that's going to be a really easy way for us to get in touch with you. So if you're not already in there and you did win a prize, jump over there and join that as soon as you can, and we'll get in touch with you there. If we can't find you there, we'll try and contact you through Twitch. So keep an eye on those private messages as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. We wish everybody a wonderful Christmas period with your families, loved ones, and friends. Please make sure that you head over to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because on Christmas Day we are going to drop the Christmas one shot only exclusively on YouTube. Exclusively on YouTube. So if you've not done that, then you know what are you waiting for? But that is it for Tales on Tap in 2023. Thank you so much.
Hey, what a
Thank
year!
you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for your love and support, as always. And we will see you next year. Take care.
It's the 2024.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Bye.
you, Dan.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
Absolute dickhead.
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh god.
I've never
That is quite
actually
much
felt
odds.
myself hating you, Dan, but you've come close. Like, I've always been quite level with you. This has taken me over the edge.
Yeah. Good luck fucking recapping this, Chris.
I'm gonna have to watch back.
Without,
Well, you
no,
can't
without
watch
watching
back
it
the
back.
bits that obviously muted. You can't watch those bits back.
It's going to be
As
difficult.
soon as-
I'm gonna
Tails
have
on
to
tap.
those bits,
How was your
but you
stream?
guys
What were you
can't watch
up
on social
to?
media.
The
It's
Okayest
gonna be-
GM, welcome in.
Yeah,
Tails
how-
on tap,
how-
welcome in. Can I call you Tails? What do you prefer to be called? We've got a B5 from Jam. We've got a G3 from Sweets. Really good stream. Yeah, you were also doing Dungeons.
Like 3 weeks.
Running,
I
were you
can't
writing?
do that.
What were you doing? Tell me about your stream. Tell me about yourself.
Tell me
We've
you
never met,
cussing,
as far as
Dan.
I know. What brought you
He's
over?
loving it.
This
Look at
is-
smug